What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of After Hours. And let me put Quinn at the top, first spot. Put Mika down here with me. Mika ain't used to that shit. Got a couple people maybe tapping in a little bit. Certainly one other person is coming in a little bit. How y'all feel today?
Everybody doing okay.
What up?
Mika, you don't want to be down here with me? You want to go back up there with Molly? I said you don't want to be down here with me. You want to go back up there with Molly?
I'm cool with being down here as long as Quentin stays seated.
What you mean? As long as you don't want my balls on your head?
It's too early.
Oh my God. How was y'all day today?
Oh man. I did good, man. We got a little hood radish at the track today. It was pretty fun.
Hood radish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
It's like a country club. It's not like a sanctioned race or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually like a track day. It's like all bikes and there's like 3 groups: advanced, intermediate, and beginners. But at this like private place, it's like cars and bikes. Like the cars go out for 20 minutes, then the bikes go out for 20 minutes, and they just do that all day.
Got you. All right, that's what's up.
It's fucking expensive, bro.
Is it?
How are you feeling, Anton?
I need some more hours.
I feel cool. I feel productive. Just been busy all day.
Yeah.
I don't like I realize that I don't really like doing physical work no more.
Like what kind of physical work are you talking about?
Like shit that I pay other people to do.
Gotcha.
Like I had to go through and do like I can do physical work. I'm cool with it, but I don't like it. Like I like kind of being the CEO. So like I give you an example. I had to go by and do some actual physical stuff on one of the properties that I'm building because the guy is out of town, but we needed to hurry up and get it done in order to make sure that it was ready for inspection and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in there like, yo, this is why I pay people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to do this shit no more. Like I done already aged out of that.
My homeboy, he's had a gym for like 3 years in a row on the north side. He has enough clients over there. He was able to open up a new gym.
Yeah.
That nigga's doing all the work on the new gym by himself. Like,
no, that's
I'm
dead.
like, God damn, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like all the construction?
the electricity someone did, the air ducts everybody did, but like hanging the racks and all the stuff, all the gym stuff, and
I'm off that shit.
You better go do what that judge did.
What's that?
Go get them TDA members to do that construction.
I heard about that.
In 2 days.
He's a straight laced white guy.
I'm just not. It's just like it's. I don't see the point in it, and I'll just be like, man, this is what I pay people for. I'll be so detached sometimes to where I got stuff set up, and just let me know what's happening. That's all you need to do. Just tell me what's happening. Tell me what check I gotta cut, and then
you froze, Anton.
I just cut the check. I should be. Yeah. So just tell me what it's gonna cost, and I just pay whatever the cost is. Fuck that. I ain't moving no furniture no more. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing no more.
That's how I feel about my house, because it takes a whole week because each room is big. So I have to, it's a whole week. When I can call Rosa and she get it, her and her team get it done today. What? That's her name.
You got super Hispanic. You just couldn't call it. You couldn't just call her Rosa, like regular Rosa.
No.
What's her name? What's her name? Her name has to be Rosa.
Yeah.
That's her name.
Like, I believe in hiring people to move you and all of that shit.
Now I'll pack myself. I will.
They got people to pack your stuff now.
Yeah, but I like packing my own stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. People touching your delicates.
Yeah, maybe like the big furniture.
I don't want niggas looking at seeing my boxers and my drawers.
You ain't got no boxers.
I don't care, bro.
Like
I don't got no boxers.
Got like 5 pair of underwear.
Right.
I know.
And then
right.
some of the stuff I'd just rather throw away than.
Facts.
You throw away stuff?
Yo, so you don't have to move it. I remember my homeboy.
Well, see, here's the dilemma. Like, back in the day, you used to be able to like list it, even if you give some of it away for free. But back in the day, you used to be able to list it and say, hey, this for sale, whatever, so on and so forth, or whatever. I can't do that shit anymore.
It's super annoying too.
Well, I can't do it because, first of all, I can't be having niggas knowing where I'm living at all the time. You know what I'm saying? Secondly, I just can't do that because, you know what I'm saying, I'm too visible. What I look like going on Facebook Marketplace and putting my shit up there?
I'm going to Anton's this week up to pick up a couch.
Yeah.
Well, you could have them meet at like somewhere. Like you could have somebody.
I'm not meeting up with nobody.
Nigga, Anton gets sniped from across the parking lot because
still
he wants to sell a couch for $300.
Quentin, I said have somebody else meet up. That's what I said.
Nope. So you just either give it away or you got to go through somebody else to give it away, and you just gotta move a little bit differently over time. So
I stayed in a rent house before I stayed here, and my homeboy was gonna rent the house after me, and I didn't want to move the furniture, so I was like, "Nigga, give me a G, and you can have all my furniture."
In New York, they have I don't know if it's a thing down here because I never did it down here, and I don't know if it's a thing where y'all are, but in New York they have furnished apartments.
Mm-hmm.
They have them everywhere.
Yeah, it's like extra 2 G's. They ask for extra 2 G's a fucking month. Here,
in New York, everything is high. I mean, it is what it is. You might as well get it furnished.
Yeah, facts. No, 2 G's. You might as well buy your own damn furniture.
Anton, what's the worst city that I've ever been to?
Jersey. Jersey is the armpit of America.
No.
Which part? The whole state.
Yeah.
Where do we just come from, Les, when we went over to the West Coast? It was like Seattle or Portland or something like that. Portland? We went to Portland?
Portland's nice. The Northwest is nice, isn't it?
Is that the one with the people with the
even my daughter said Portland sucks.
Weird.
PDX is at the airport.
Portland is the worst city probably that I've ever been to. I would say, right
That's
off the top of my
weird.
head, I would say Portland.
Somebody said Baltimore. Yeah. Baltimore
Yeah,
is
I
weird.
would say Portland off the top of my head. Because even if a city doesn't necessarily have a lot of resources, they may have like different spots that's dope, or areas that's popping or something like that. That type of stuff. Man, Portland is just like, listen, if you want to die and wake up in a liberal hellhole, Portland is it, bro. Portland is it. Like,
like those let me see, Midwest and West states, they seem to be very liberal, very, very liberal. Like
no,
there's
Portland is
nowhere.
stupid. Listen, I went into the pizza spot, like the downtown pizza spot, to order some pizza. And every single thing that you can label as like, because I don't care what you are. I think that liberals have some of the best like food spots and stuff like that, right? Like, I don't give a fuck about what you do with your life.
Yeah.
But I go into the pizza spot and it's a trans man. All right. So it's a man dressed like a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, whatever. I'm used to seeing some crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
He's a trans man that is a devil worshiper, right? So he's like a Satanist.
You can't work like that.
Yes. He's a trans man that was a Satanist that had red hair, and he had the little pentagram thing on him, and he fucking his breath was stinking at the same time. And I'm like, whoa, like you can't get any more silly than this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was the person that was taking your order at the fucking register and shit. And I'm like, man, let me just get the fuck out of here. Like, it was just like, it was like
the breath.
so in your face. It was so in your face. It's almost like, listen, you don't care if you see people doing whatever it is, but it's just like, it was just unavoidable, not ignorable. Everything was fucking liberal. Like, I was just like, man, I just want to get out of here. And then I went to
the most.
What are you about to say, Quinn?
What's the most conservative city you'd say in California?
I don't know if I've ever been to a conservative city per se in California.
The whole state liberal.
I hung out in Glendale. California got some conservative parts. I just never been like, I don't know. I mean,
Palm Springs is a little.
You don't really look at it like conservative liberal. You just kind of just look at the vibes of the city, and it just be fucked up a lot of times.
Yeah. Everywhere in Oklahoma, except for Tulsa, is conservative. We red, all 77 counties.
Lucky you. Because Maryland is just so woke.
Yeah, they ain't having none of that here.
It's bad here.
I said they ain't having none of that bullshit here.
Somebody said Mika got an attitude problem. Mika is probably the nicest person one of the nicest people
ever
that I've
meet. Usually people that are pretty are bitches.
Mika is like the most. What happened?
I said most people that are super cute are bitches, but she's like super nice.
Mika is probably one of the most unproblematic people I've ever met in my entire life, bro.
Do I got resting?
No, you don't. People are so dumb.
I'm like, what? I know I'm tired, but I'm like, hold on. Maybe I look like I'm mad.
Anyways, once Molly come back,
where QB at?
I think Q relentless.
Where who?
I'm sad she's not coming to the thing. I was gonna try to touch her booty.
QB, she be cool.
QB fucking Houston. She be in Houston in Mexico. That's our birthday.
Yeah, it's over your birthday.
Oh.
Rude.
Yeah. Yeah, no spamming in the chat, y'all. We don't do spamming in the chat. MP says, sit up, Molly. I can't see them shoulders. Oh, Molly dropped out.
And that's
Christopher Mayberry says Shador still ain't drafted.
They said he's gonna go about 84.
It don't matter. He'll be fine. He rich no matter what.
Yeah.
Rancho
Good, fact.
Cucamonga, where I grew up, is pretty conservative firefighters and police officers.
They did his Bucky did a little on his channel. They toured his dad's house, and that motherfucker is nice.
Really?
Oh, that shit nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, when Molly come back, we'll go ahead and get started with the show. But I'm trying to stall out because I don't want to have to repeat myself afterwards. But every other city has been pretty dope that I've ever been to. So
Kim said Oakland is trash.
Look at that. The women just so happen. I've never been.
I've never been to Oakland.
Have I been to Oakland? I don't think I've ever been to Oakland like this.
She said it's trash. I would think it's like a ghetto San Francisco.
San Francisco's ghetto. For what it's worth.
It's gay, and then Oakland's like hood type shit.
But didn't they
Sorry, I left by accident.
So
didn't they get a little makeover?
Molly is good. Molly, you good?
Oakland get a makeover?
Yeah, that was an accident. Sorry.
No, you fine.
She's definitely
all right. Y'all ready to rock out? Y'all ready to rock out?
Yeah. Quentin, what is you laughing about?
I ain't laughing.
The fuck is
I'm smitten. I'm smitten by Molly.
Anton, you freezing.
You got that ghetto internet.
I know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Let me refresh. Hold on. Give me a second.
It's Friday for real.
Man, they said Shador about to go to the 4th round. God damn. How you go from you supposed to be to the 4th round? He went from the first pick to the 4th round and didn't play no football. I mean, that niggas don't like your personality. He rich though. He fine.
Mm-hmm.
He got time.
Somebody said Anton rich with the poorest Wi-Fi.
That's funny.
Now I'm gonna leave and come back because I'm about to reset myself. I'm not even gonna be doing this all night. I'll be right back.
Okay.
How you beautiful ladies doing this evening? I have y'all to myself for the next couple of minutes. Everybody can bring it in, give me a hug. Fuck you, me.
Doing okay. It's been a long week.
What you been up to? Doing all the wifely duties.
Mm-hmm. Trying to rest here and there when I can.
Feel you.
Nobody thinks I do anything. I just say I'm just a princess. I don't do anything. I don't cook. I don't clean.
Let me tell you how I got this ring. You be cooking, Molly? Well, I know you cook, but can you cook?
Nope, never. Never.
DoorDash.
My 5 chefs, they cook us gourmet food every day. No, I'm just kidding. I cook every day. About 6 days out the week for the most part.
That's rough. That's rough. That's a lot.
I mean, I'm home all day though, so.
True.
It's, And then takeout isn't all that good all the time.
Facts. Oh, man.
So,
Is
are you going to the meetup?
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got my flight booked and everything. I'm trying to look for a hotel right now, actually.
Okay. I'm about 80% sure if I'm going.
Boop, boop. Okay, CDCA.
Oh, that's what's up. Thank you, TW. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing more this week. I'm gonna try to do 5 lives in a row. Wish me luck.
That's a lot. I wish you luck.
I know. Quentin.
Do you be by yourself?
Huh?
I can't do what?
The box thing. Because
I'm
trying to turn my laptop so I can be centered. Put Put it on the third
I
box.
can't do.
You know how to do it?
I can't do that.
Oh, you in the other one? Yeah, your car. I'm gonna try.
Your lives are good though,
It's my
Mika. So
favorite. Huh? What'd you
Do
say,
you be by
Mom?
yourself, or do you have like people with you?
Most of the time, I'm by myself. Sometimes I bring my friend on. You know, you try to put your friends on because she's trying to get. She's big on TikTok, but
Yeah.
you know, YouTube. She's trying to get used to it, so I bring her on sometimes so she can get used to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the time I'm by myself, just talking nonsense and giggling.
y'all better subscribe to Mika. Her channel is
I
good.
I
Her
might.
content is
I might pull up. I've been off all damn week.
Okay. Whatever his name is.
I
Go ahead.
I usually don't eat a lot. Like I try to do like the 1 meal a day like you. And I
Try to do what?
I did like a nutrition consultation at my gym the other day. And this woman told me I need to eat 2,800 calories a day. I said,
that
nigga,
sounds
who?
about right.
Nigga, what?
That sounds about right. You're a grown
That's a
adult
lot.
man. You're over 6 foot tall, and depending on your weight, it's about right.
I can't do. That's a lot of food.
Thank you, Zero.
Well, just eat like dense. You know.
I know what to do, but it's still a lot. She said like 62 grams of protein a day, and I'm like, I can't do that.
Thank you, Mama Love. I appreciate it.
Put it in a blender like the bodybuilders do and drink it.
McDice says,
I do. I
Anton
drink like a protein shake. It had like 40, but I
Shout out to
Tomato.
McDice. We appreciate you, big dog. MP says,
We'll see.
AD, after meeting with Aristotle down there, have your perspective towards days trading change? Or do you keep the same sentiments? Nah, I got the same sentiments. I think that everybody got a special talent. That's not mine. Falafel says people are too focused on Shannon Sharpe being with a younger woman. I think the issue is that he was messing with an OF prostitute. All right, well, we're gonna deep dive into that. Let's go ahead.
25 per cheek.
I mean, I didn't read the full context of that, but I'm assuming that she was saying it in jest, maybe, right?
His lawyer went on Don Lemon today, and I feel better about Shannon not getting screwed now after listening to his attorney and how they're gonna go about it.
Hey, Kimmy.
Well, before you preserve that perspective, what's up, Kim? Let's talk about Shannon Sharpe getting caught up, and he's now being sued by a second woman. This woman's name is Michelle. I'm not sure. I don't think that's the same Michelle.
That's his Michelle.
That's my Michelle.
I don't think so. I don't think.
Yeah, who else it gonna be?
Well, the reason that I don't think that this is her is because in the lawsuit with the woman threatening, right? He said that she's saying that she's accusing him of raping her and threatening to ruin her in a separate lawsuit. Goes on to say, second woman is claiming to be Shannon Sharpe's ex, previously accused a former NFL star of rape. Her name is Michelle Evans, allegedly dated the sports commentator for nearly a decade, filed a lawsuit against Sharpe in late 2023 for defamation, libel, and slander after previously accusing him of sexual assault. She claimed he assaulted her in 2010 after they got into an argument about his alleged infidelity, according to court documents. Goes on to say that she claimed that he proceeded to forcefully subdue her, compelling her to her knees, and then subsequently engaging in a non-consensual oral penetration. We all know what that is.
I don't get how that can happen. Like, I would think like a woman would be like impelled to bite somebody's shit off.
Well, listen, let me get into the rest of it. Consumed by fear and the perplexing nature of his actions, I harbored a deep-seated apprehension that resistance would precipitate further detrimental outcomes, she alleged. According to the complaint, Sharpe maneuvered her onto the bed and achieved non-consensual vaginal penetration, all while proclaiming his intent to make it so no other man would want her. He then threatened to ruin her reputation if she chose to share the details of the incident. He levied threats of ruin, declared any attempt on my part to disclose his transgressions would be met with a comprehensive campaign to use everyone I know to destroy you, the lawsuit claimed. Also says that Evans went on in her lawsuit to accuse Sharpe of making public remarks on his various platforms about their legal feud, which negatively affected her reputation. Evans placed a restraining order against Sharpe following the 2010 incident. However, she later dropped it out of fear for herself and her child, she told the U.S. Sun in an interview published Thursday. She says, after I filed the restraining order, I was sitting in my apartment with my daughter. I had a basement floor apartment with a door leading out to the sidewalk, so I was right there, vulnerable, and somebody came up to my door and said, "Shut up, fucking bitch." And I ran it and dropped it right then because I had a child at home with me, and having someone come to my door with her there, you know what? No. So she's saying that is the reason that she then dropped the restraining order. Who can say who it is? Obviously, Shannon Sharpe ridiculously without merit. Shannon had no contact. Shannon had no contact with her for many years. Got a bunch of TikToks opened up that I want to use. Shannon, it says that Shannon has had no contact with her for many years, which is one of the reasons why I said that this can't be the same woman. He just probably like a lot of Michelle's. And then it goes on to talk about how he's facing another one. So basically, another woman is now claiming that, you know, back in 2010, he made her give him head. So there you go.
It's
I knew this was coming. I knew another one was coming.
I said that yesterday.
It just sucks.
Why?
It sucks. Just like, what can you do? Like, even if she's lying, then like, what can you do but just say I didn't do it? And you know what I mean? Like this is weird. It's all weird.
Well, his didn't his male stylist just expose him, or somebody
What
expose
happened?
him?
Other than the Mama Michelle?
Allegedly, it seems like he might be doing some freaky stuff with his male stylist as well. From an audio that was
I
leaked.
saw that. Yeah, I did see that. He's supposed to be.
And
it
does sound. I mean, come on now. He seems gay. Like, why are we shocked? Bisexual.
I was waiting on it.
Sorry,
I'm not gonna. Yeah, because they said
his stylist is gay. That's
sorry,
like his girlfriend. Like, how they
I
sit
hate
so
to
close
say
together.
this. I hate just to say this about him, but he had his legs back behind his ears, getting his booty ate.
Who said that? Who?
That's what the OnlyFans model said that she did to him.
Wait, what? What do you mean? How do you think she said? What did she say that?
Because of what you call it, TLA was reading the stuff, and he was like, "This man was on the bed with his legs behind his ears, getting his booty ate."
So what are you saying?
How are you supposed to get that?
Yes, that makes you have. That is gay.
What position is he supposed to be in?
How are you supposed to get it? That don't make you. That doesn't.
Nigga,
what position
I don't
can you
know,
be
nigga.
in?
Like, stand up and say, "Get up under there" or
gay?
something, nigga. Don't do
Listen,
that.
what position can you be in as a man that won't make you gay?
Nigga, smash
having normal sex.
Just laying there with a dick up top, with your dick sticking up. What you asking?
I'm talking about if
you're saying if that's what you want, and that's what you want done. What position are you supposed to be?
What position?
I don't know, nigga. I don't want to talk about it.
There's no position that you won't look like a pie.
Oh yeah.
That's disgusting.
He's looking like a whole bottom.
Dude, that's just weird. Like I couldn't even imagine putting my legs in the air as a man. That shit's fucking weird.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't, nigga.
But I mean, that's all alleged. That don't mean that it's true just because that's what she said.
Yeah, you're right. She just made it up. She just said I ate his ass for no reason.
It sounded like
listen. Just because
why would she say that for no reason? Like, that's nothing. Okay, what are you saying?
Just because somebody paints a picture to try to humiliate you doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. I don't believe that, bro.
You don't.
She could have took something that she did to somebody else because she an OF chick, and she could have applied it. Now, I'm not saying that it's not true, but I'm just saying that just because somebody said it doesn't mean that it's true.
He had a dildo that his name was Mike.
Who told you this?
But he could have been using that on the
TLA read it today. I'm not kidding. He had a little dildo that they named that motherfucker Mike.
Hold on, he has a dildo named what?
That he used to use with the OnlyFans chick. Text TLA and say who's Mike? Right?
Who named it Mike?
I don't believe that shit, bro.
No, but fucking Shannon Sharpe like using that motherfucker, so I don't know.
No, you can't.
Look, just because they saw it, I'm not lying.
Just because they said it inside of the lawsuit doesn't mean that it's true, bro.
That's horrible.
Shannon Sharpe an old freak.
That's what I said.
Ain't no words.
Little old pervert.
Yeah,
listen, I love TLA, but he just probably read the accusations. He read the lawsuit and what was described.
Well, I'll say this doesn't mean the vibrator goes up his butt, but like a little vibrator on the balls when you busting that don't hurt nobody.
What happened?
Mike on the balls.
Oh, yeah, what on the what?
A little vibrator on the balls when you.
It's too early. It's too early. It's not even midnight.
You know what I think you are? You a gooch. You a gooch, man.
What does that mean?
She's trying to say you like your gooch played with.
What's a gooch? I don't know what that is.
Oh, Jesus.
Let me ask ChatGPT real quick.
Oh, goodness.
What? What I said?
DUCC? What
it's what y'all would call a taint. A taint.
Oh.
Did you see what it is? Did you see what it is? It's that Ken doll space.
Gotta be
Ken doll space.
What is a Ken doll space?
You know how the Ken doll, because they don't want to put the private area, it looks like just a plastic vagina, but it's nothing there. It's just straight back.
Did y'all see the Jeffree Star person post on whatever it is that they post on? It's been reported everywhere.
I told y'all.
With Kanye? With Ye.
Yeah, he was doing stuff to his cousin or something.
Yeah, but the Jeffree Star
ruined his
person,
marriage over Jeffree Star.
Jeffree Star person is a trans person, right?
No.
I think he's just gay. He just wears makeup.
He's just gay.
He dresses like a woman.
No,
but he doesn't identify with them.
Hair like a woman. He doesn't wear woman's clothes.
So basically,
he doesn't advocate
wanting to
for
be
that
a woman.
either.
He doesn't identify as a woman.
No, and yes,
positive. He's a man.
Mm-hmm. He's an old gay. I told you the old gays. They're a little different.
Wait. So if you dress like wait. If you got your hair like a woman and stuff, then that don't mean that you're actually trying to be like a woman.
No, it means that you're gay and you like to do things like women, but you don't identify as a woman because you know you're not a woman.
He's very flamboyant, and he's not
just
always
flamboyant.
super dolled up.
He's
Sometimes he looks.
Why does it matter? He's
masculine.
He's gay,
but that's like his brand. He's a makeup artist.
He doesn't fall into that. He doesn't fall into that whole, I gotta identify with them. They zim.
Who is this Kevin dude? Who are these people?
Zim.
Let Kevin rock out. Let Kevin be whatever Kevin wants. We're not gonna trip off of Kevin. I just like to highlight y'all to let y'all know that you are loved. You are loved. So, anyways,
what do you mean? I need to be Tom? No, I'm a Tom Slimmy out, nigga. You keep talking shit, nigga.
Anyway, so the point is that I guess it's a whole thing based off of a song. First of all, Kanye, they say that his album is being renamed to be called Cuck.
I believe it.
He doing that, or is somebody?
He is a Cuck.
And so once he revealed that cousin song, he's basically once he revealed this cousin song, I guess it's a song called Cousins.
Fucking Cousins.
Let me go ahead and share this.
That song is wild.
This is so bad.
I didn't watch it. So it said that once his cousin's song is dropped, where he was talking about what he was doing, the Jeffree Star person, I guess there was previous rumors about him getting interactive with Ye or whatever, and then he basically just says, "Oh fuck it, the rumors are true," and that's what he wrote on X. So everybody is basically tying it back to the old accusations that they was trying to deny that he was ever involved with the Jeffree Star person, and yeah, that's that. So, it's a lot of these guys is basically coming out and saying that they didn't mess with men, and Ye is the most recent one that they basically tied him to. So,
but it's on. I told you that a bunch of them in the industry are like that. You'd be surprised.
Black men are down in 2025. We're losing.
No, we not.
Yes, no, we are, nigga. We down 3-1 in the NBA Finals.
You got 4 months in.
No, we not. And the reason that we not is, listen, the more that those type of dudes do whatever it is that they do, I think that the more it makes the men that's not like that greater, personally. Like if you go down to Atlanta, for example, and you are a straight man that actually is like halfway productive and you a decent human being, you are the king, bro.
I go to Atlanta in 2 weeks and I'm kind of scared about it.
Why?
You the king. Well, I don't have to be scared about you the king. Honestly,
there don't be no girls at the track.
Well, I mean, the track is not the only place that you can go to. You can go to all kind of different places. But I guess, the point is just that I think that guys, we are in rare supply in most places. You know what I'm saying?
Like masculinity.
Yeah, guys that are just regular heterosexual, but that are very productive and have a decent career or a decent amount of pocket change or whatever. You top dog.
I'm top dog to white people, not black people.
You top dog in general, bro. Black men are loved. Black men are absolutely.
Dude,
you just have to go where you are.
Because I see like how I'm treated in black people's spaces, and I see how I'm treated in white people's spaces. And
say the right thing. You see how you treated in what's that word?
What?
Those spaces. Because regular black people do not have a problem with how you are, Quentin. What's wrong with you?
Oh, just the chat.
Then have to crash out.
I don't crash out. I haven't crashed out in quite some time. It's been a minute. Maybe I'll do so tonight on Kim's. She like putting up pillows and shit.
I just don't subscribe to the idea that I gotta be like everybody else. Like I'm uniquely me. And
unique.
Well, when we speak on subjects, you know what I'm saying? We speak on it from the lens of like the majority, right? So we'll speak on it culturally. But in real life, I don't have these problems. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't run into the issues that people talk about culturally.
Facts.
I have a good time. I live an incredible life. I don't have no issues and I get treated really, really well in life. So, I don't really care about all of that narrative. I just think that you're your own individual person at the end of the day.
I agree.
So they could say, well, black men in general, like, okay, well, I mean, if that's how you feel, but
men in general, what?
Anything.
Like Quinn said, black men are losing in 2025. I feel like I'm winning a lot.
Maybe it's just masculinity in general.
Masculinity is not trending, and I don't like that.
Yeah, because I don't think it's just black men. I think this is just a man
in general.
Men.
I'll tell you what I've seen though. This is the first time in a long time I've seen masculine white men.
I don't see a lot of masculine
because I live in liberal land.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm in the DMV. Everything here is liberal, and most of the white men here are liberal. Well, and most of the black men too. But I've yet to see a bunch of conservative white men, and I'm starting to see a lot of them. So
I mean, I think that
You
that's
feel
cool.
like you have to be conservative to be masculine?
at this point in
No.
time, yeah. Yes.
No, I think you do.
No,
I think you do.
come
Oh,
on
not
now.
necessary. There are a lot of conservative gay men.
It's rare that I see
What-
liberal men.
My uncles, they're super masculine. They're liberal as fuck,
How?
and they're not
That
gay.
don't even make sense.
They stroll to the pole.
They what? To
They stroll.
what do you mean they stroll?
That's what Kamala said.
I don't.
Everybody was strolling to the pole.
Okay, how can you be masculine and liberal?
Well, sorry, they're Democrats.
That's different.
Why
I
is
think that that's different.
masculinity tied into your political stance, though?
I don't think that. I think that liberal versus a Democrat is two different things, and I think that being a Republican versus a conservative is two different things.
Yes.
I'll break it down like this. Being liberal.
Your car.
Let me move it over from the
I think being
conservative
liberal is like a temperament.
I think liberal versus conservative is the way that you live life and the way that you think that things should go culturally. Being conservative versus a Democrat is a type of policy that affect us every single day. But they both can intersect. So I'll give you an example. You can be liberal in your mindset of how you see things, more like, people should be able to do whatever it is that they want to do, all of this other type of stuff. But then that'll directly coincide with policy that allows for gay marriage or policy that allows for men to compete in women's sports. You know what I'm saying? Your political affiliation will directly impact, or how you believe will directly impact who you vote for. Whereas there are people that say that I'm a liberal when it comes to lifestyle, but I'm conservative when it comes to my money. And that means that I don't believe in social programs. I believe in less taxes, keeping more money inside of my pocket. But at the same time, I think that people should be able to have sex with whoever it is they want to have a sex with. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't think a masculine man can think that you should be able to have sex with whoever you want to?
I don't think that it's just about sex. I think that that's just a small part of what being liberal is.
See, but to me, that kind of clashes because it's like, if you say you're against certain social programs and stuff like that, and you have a more conservative outlook on that, but you would be okay with something like gay relationships or something, I feel like that would clash in a sense because a lot of the time, gay sex is very high risk. So you would need extra health care. I feel like you would need extra social services just to fund those type of situations. So
Well, the thing about
I just feel like it.
Republicans are not against people being able to be in a relationship with a person that may be gay, right? Because there are gay conservatives, believe it or not.
There's a bunch of them.
But here's the key. They don't believe that you should push that ideology on other people they don't believe that men should still be able to compete in women's sports. They don't believe that men should be able to use women's bathrooms. They still acknowledge the difference between a man and a woman. You know what I'm saying? Or they may say, yo, you can go and live your life and do whatever it is that you want in your bedroom, but it doesn't mean that we should put this inside of our schools.
Yeah.
So the way that they live their personal life is not against the views and the conservative values, less taxes. Men and women are two different. They identify, you know what I'm saying? A liberal view will tell you, well, there is a woman could be whatever it is that they identify as, right? But a person that is a Republican that may be gay will say, no, a man is a man and a woman is a woman. You can't just change it to being whatever it is that you want it to be. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it intersects, but it could directly influence and impact the way that you vote.
I just feel like, I mean, I understand, I get it, but I think like just long-term thinking like that, it still really doesn't make sense how some people could still kind of be on both sides because if you don't mind same-sex relationships, then you shouldn't mind all the things that would come along with not minding that. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like that would
No, Molly.
bleed into the economy somehow and affect it because you would
If you
need
like
different type of
men,
social programs.
if you like men as a man, right? You could also say, but no, I don't think that men should be playing in women's sports. You see what I'm
Yes, I
saying?
agree.
Right.
You could still you may not necessarily, but you know what I'm saying? You may want to do what you want to do, but you don't think that your view should impede on the natural order of things because you still understand that women are the weaker vessel physically.
But I still
Yeah.
feel like they would still push for certain policies towards these certain groups of people
No, you
Well,
that
got
would
that's where the
eventually.
that's where the disconnect is, right? Because the reason why you'll see a gay Republican is because they think that Democrats have gone too far left and they don't identify with a lot of the shit that they're trying to do that then impedes on other people's civil rights. Because
yeah,
they like, listen,
that's why I
just
like to
because I
say
may
that.
want to live my life a certain way doesn't mean that we have to push this on everybody else.
Correct. And I think his name is Flame Monroe, a transgender, always talks about that.
I don't know.
And they always talk about not, having women, having men in women's sports, and they think that's crazy. So
But
there's a
that's
lot of
confusing because you're a tranny, and I understand that you are against it, and I understand why. But at the same time, you're kind of the representation of it. So just I don't know. That's just how
no,
my
because
I
brain
mean, but
is.
that's
can
what
I
say
just feel like
people
it's serving too many
Hey,
masters.
hey, hey, hey,
I
one
still
more.
get confused. I understand that they are against it, but are
because you can
against
have
it, but you
common
still
sense.
represent that.
You
So
can still
who
have
are you
common
as a
sense
trans person to tell another trans person they don't right to have to they don't have the right to do something, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all are both technically
Let me
identifying
tell
as
you
a
why.
woman. So who are you to say this other tranny cannot do
because
what
they're
women do?
infringing on somebody else's rights. Because
Oh,
you
that
can't
whole I
say,
just
you can't say you wanna do something, or you wanna be treated a certain way, and then by proxy you go and treat the other group and marginalize the other group. Like that doesn't
Because
that
like,
doesn't
okay, so you like a lot of people, let's say for example, you live this alternative lifestyle. And usually that alternative lifestyle was something that you did in your time. But when you went to work, you were still a normal person. Like you were able to separate your own personal life of what it is that you do or you believe from what you are interacting with and what you're dealing with at work. Like you went to work, you took care of your business. People didn't know whatever it is that you did. But now what we see today is that they were trying via the diversity, equity, and inclusion. They were trying to, like, if you go into corporate environments, they'll make you take sensitivity training or all of this other bullshit. And it's because they were integrating it into the way that we then make money or we do business when that should have had no place in it. What you did after you got off of work is your business, but that should not have impeded on whether or not we should have these hiring practices or whether or not, I got to acknowledge you and call you she, her, them and acknowledge your pronouns. That's the difference.
Yeah, RuPaul actually talked about that because every time he was on an interview, he was dressed as a man. And and so somebody asked him, "Well, are why aren't you dressed like RuPaul?" He said, "I only do that when I'm getting paid." He was like, "Otherwise, I dress like this."
that's
basically
funny because I was thinking
RuPaul is a
about
character.
Yeah.
yeah, I was thinking about him earlier and how they kind of like were just pushing this whole gay agenda very early on. And remember being younger and like finding out it was a man. And I'm like, why are they letting this man play around in women's clothes? And now look where we are today. Like they really think that they're women
You would
now.
have to like I never like growing up, I
And
never seen it like out like it is. It was like in
Well, because
movies
in
or
the black
I
something.
mean, we
community, it
talked
it
about
was a
it.
thing when he was popping, and he still is. You know what I'm saying? Like so, but it was just weird, and now it's like this.
It's acceptable. It's like we used to say cross dressers. Like, what happened to cross
But
dressers?
that's
Who are
what it
they
is.
now?
But that's what it is. It's a
But who
cross
are
dress.
they now? Are they drag queens? Is this what a cross dresser is at this
They
point? Drag
messing up
queens
society.
are-
No, yeah, I agree with that. I think that the fight for what we think is right and wrong is completely different from whether or not policy is determining whether or not you should or shouldn't hire somebody, right? Or whether or not they play in women's sports. Like I could look at you and say, I could look at anybody, right? I could look at somebody and say, hey, the same way that I say you sleeping with a man or a woman, which I may think that it's a much deeper issue there. But I could also look over there and say, hey man, I know you're conservative, but you shouldn't be sleeping around.
Right.
The
But I don't
morality,
think
the
that
morality,
messes around with policy though. Like I don't see that. I don't think that person will bleed into like
correct.
policies that would affect, you
Well, that's
know.
the whole idea of it is that in the same way that you doing whatever it is that you doing in your own spare time, whether you gay or whether you sleeping around with a whole bunch of chicks, it shouldn't affect policy. But that's when it
Right.
starts to bleed over into the conservative or Democrat versus Republican thing, is because now it's kind of starting to be overly corrective and interconnected to where if you do live this lifestyle, the expectation is for you to then support the Democrats because they've tied it in the same way that they say, well, if you black, what are you doing voting Republican, right? But just because I'm black or I understand a culture doesn't necessarily mean that I agree with your policy. So that's where we got to separate it because you may live a liberal lifestyle, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you want open borders for everybody to just come in and fuck up what it is that we got going on in the city. Don't mean that you believe that criminals should get a slap on the wrist. It don't mean that you know what I'm saying, you believe in climate change or some shit like that. But everything is now grouped to where your sexual orientation, the color of your skin, the gender that you are, that is directly tied to, or they're directly tying it to what you believe from a policy perspective.
Exactly. It's
I
getting
remember when I was
exhausting.
growing up, you used to have to like, well, when I was growing up, like a lot of people would hide the fact that
Mhm.
they were lesbian or gay because they didn't want that to be tied to what they were doing because this was something
Yeah.
they did in their home. But
Well,
it's
that because it wasn't socially acceptable. So, you were going to be blackballed or whatever it is just for being different in that way.
well, not even just that. A lot of people just didn't want people to put that first. The fact that they were gay. It's like, okay, I'm gay. I'm still here doing my job, or I'm still here doing this. I'm still here doing that. Now that is the first thing somebody tells me. I am
Right.
queer. I don't care.
It's the
Are
first
you
thing that
fixing my
people say,
Slurpee or
and they
what?
also still say, "Well, I don't want to be looked at as gay first when you walked in and that's the way you introduce yourself." So I've always been confused about that. Like, why tell anybody?
Right. They'll have on rainbows. Some crazy. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because now that's and it's in the classroom, especially here in Maryland. They're fighting about it now here.
Yeah, I've
What do
been
you mean
hearing
it's
It's
in the
stuff
like
class?
about,
the books are crazy.
yeah. Oh,
Like
yeah, I
textbook?
heard something about them being able to opt out of LGBT story time. Like,
They don't want them to.
yeah, that's crazy. Like, why do people have to fight for you not to expose your child to some
Uh,
craziness?
yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
It's too many weird politicians. I can't get into politics, but I wish I had that mindset because I feel like there needs to be some balance. It's just not enough balance.
I don't think that there will ever be balance.
I don't think so
Not
either,
at this
especially
point.
with
We're just going
black
so
women.
far out of control, and we're just like everybody can just do whatever they want to do, and it's fine. Like that's how we end up here with no guidelines, no structure. Everybody's just kind of going about life willy nilly, and this is what happens.
I mean,
I
it's
agree.
intentional though. They're trying to if you're trying to collapse a society, of course you would do it from within. And it's been
Absolutely.
working because it's been at least 3 decades. So
Absolutely.
Our parents and grandparents ain't do nothing about it.
There's a real attack on masculinity for a reason. You know, if you take down the
You
man, you
can't be
take down the head.
threatened. Yep.
All the non-masculine men, I'm sorry, because even the gay ones on the conservative side are still more masculine.
I don't know how you can. I don't know.
Nothing
That's the part that I'm trying to
gay,
figure out.
nigga. What?
I don't know. I don't know how
I'm
you
telling
can
you,
masculine gay man.
you're not telling me that Tim Walz is masculine.
No, he's gay. He
I
like
think so,
bends
too.
over and then inserted.
Tim Walz is married.
Yo,
A lot of gay
your
men are
microphone
married.
is
So how
far
are we
away from you,
describing
Diddy.
masculinity?
Oh, my bad.
Tim Walz is married, but he's so flamboyant. It's like I don't understand how.
I
It's
don't
scary
know
because
how
the
y'all.
masculine. It's just scary because the women are becoming the masculine ones. That's the scary
Yeah,
part. Like
his
they are
wife has them.
literally reversing the roles. And it's like, what about us who don't want to participate in that, you know?
How do y'all identify a
And gay.
man that like men to be masculine?
What?
I
That
don't
nigga got a
think you
deep
can
voice,
be.
but that nigga got a deep voice, but he like dick.
Yeah.
If you like what I like, I
I
can't
told
see
you.
you as masculine, but
That nigga don't talk with a pss, pss, pss in his voice.
How do y'all? How?
That
How?
shit
If
is
he
weird to me.
doesn't if he doesn't act flamboyant, it's masculine to me. I understand what men think because you're a man. I get it. But
But that's not a masculine thing.
it's
Like
not.
that's the most feminine thing that you can do, in my
Well, it
opinion.
depends
That
on, I
nigga
guess,
be
if you're the
like,
top or the bottom.
No,
either
either
or.
one.
Ugh, like two ball sacks.
Yuck. What?
oh. She said two ball sacks. What are you talking about, Molly?
That's crazy.
What
How they do
happened
it?
here?
I don't know how they do it. I don't get it. Oh,
I don't know how y'all identify that. I don't know how y'all.
She said two ball sacks.
Quentin, you really don't have to keep repeating it.
and
Like,
men like it. Like, oh.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
That shit's fucking weird.
We're gonna be reduced down as women to having to choose between a gay man or a bisexual man.
Nope, that's not
no,
true.
No,
because there's
you're
always
not,
going to be
Molly.
masculine men.
No,
There just
that's
won't
like
be
a
a
like a
lot of them.
1% of the population is fucking gay. It's like
But you
very
got to think
small.
they're breeding these younger
And
boys.
they are
So by the
breeding.
time, if I have children or my grandchildren, what are they gonna choose from? I don't want my daughters to have to
No,
settle with a
raise them
man
right.
who they're sharing with another man. Like
I'll
this
punch my
needs to
kid in the
start being
chest. If he
Well,
do
the
addressed,
me
kids are
wrong.
y'all.
now pansexual.
What? What is
Huh?
that?
What?
And kids are
You
doing what?
pan. You pan. When you pan, you do this. You go to
Oh,
everybody.
pansexual.
Mm-hmm.
What is
Yes,
a
yes,
pansexual?
yes.
A
Or
pansexual.
demisexual. What is that?
Yeah. They sleep with anybody, literally
But these are
anybody.
little
That's
kids.
that's
I saw
basically.
something about
Well, you
that.
basically you bisexual when you gay.
They
Yeah, but
sleep
it's
with
a
trans.
different
They will sleep
name.
with trans. They will sleep with.
Oh,
It's
And
That's
these
basically
are
like saying you like people for being for people, regardless of
yeah.
so
anything else
basically
going on.
you gay.
So, because
yeah.
come on, I'm in the gay capital here. I'm in DC.
This is
You
like
in
I
There's a
don't
lot of
I
women
don't
orgies.
here
know I
that
don't
like
know any
they're
gay little
pansexual. They
boys.
like everybody.
I don't know gay feminine kids. Like all my friends' kids are like boys. They play in the dirt and they throw basketballs at people's heads and shit.
Oh, I've seen
Like I'm just
some.
saying, like they're not gay. Like I don't know what you're
I've
saying. We're
seen
raising
some.
gay little boys. Like,
Well, you have to go around schools and stuff.
nigga, what do
These
you
boys
mean?
are
I go
getting
around schools all the
feminized.
time. Like
Well,
I'm
you're in Oklahoma. Y'all are red. So I can't really, I don't live in Oklahoma. Here it is a little bit more liberal.
She's saying
Here you
you
do
hide
have
your
two
gains.
moms raising their sons here. So
Hmm.
yeah.
What happened, Molly?
I was just saying
You said
Michigan
you
is a
have
bit
two
liberal.
moms raising kids.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how that's not gay.
What's
If
not gay?
Being
if you
pansexual.
let anything fuck you,
Dear Lord, can we next?
You will have sex with
Some
an
people.
And next
animal,
on
a
the Stephen A.
child.
Smith
Like you have
show.
to have some boundaries.
Well, I
What do
don't
you
know if it
mean?
gets into that, but I
They were
do
saying the
This
know.
nigga
hippie
said
movement was a
nobody
whole
in Oklahoma is
CIA
gay.
psyop. with all the free love and the hippy dippy stuff, they said that was made up by the
That's why we
CIA.
got a population decline, because everybody want to sleep with each other instead of sleeping with
Yeah, it's
them.
Trump about to give y'all $5,000 to have some kids.
So you can just go into debt. That $5,000 isn't gonna pay your hospital bill.
It's supposed to be a bonus.
Whatever.
now-
It's like, if you want
It's a
bonus,
government
give a
push
real
gift.
bonus. Like have the childbirth be free in the hospital or
Y'all see
something
how I
like
just
that.
changed it up?
Oh no, don't do that. All of Quintishas will be up in there having
But I'm saying
all the
that's
free
more of a
births.
real bonus.
No, I think that people are gonna have to start. I think they're gonna have to start having men gonna have to start having more than one wife.
That's
Can they
not gonna
afford it?
happen.
Absolutely,
Women don't. There's no way that women's gonna. No.
absolutely, they will.
If the man can
No,
afford
not-
it,
not-
I
Okay,
think
so
some
here's
women
the thing.
would.
I don't think that's the worst thing.
See what I'm saying, Quentin?
Well,
And I say that because, like, if we,
I'll let Kim rock.
that, no, I really believe in the whole "it's a village, it takes a village" thing, right? Like, if the man can afford it, if the man can like properly lead the household, I just don't see what the big deal about that is. Like, you have more women to bear the burden of like raising children, of caring for this man, of caring for the women, of just doing everything else besides working. I just don't see where it's bad.
Honestly, that's why polygamy was like it was in the first place,
I don't like
because
that.
of population.
Women aren't signing up for that. Niggas is broke. Let's be clear. Most niggas is
Oh no,
broke.
they
so-
absolutely signing up. 100% they are.
But nigga, for like the top 10%, like what about me and my 50K homeboys?
No, I'm not saying that everybody is going to deserve to have more than one wife. That is going to be like, you're gonna have to be that top of the top, right? But my point is that I believe that is going to start becoming more of a social norm.
I mean, it's happening anyway.
I don't
Look at
think
me.
so.
Absolutely.
I think women are expensive, and men ain't signing up to pay for a lot of them like that.
These women are talking
Absolutely
about
they are.
raising their children with each other, so men better do something.
Absolutely they are. I think that women are cool with it. They're working together, and I think that it's just not socialized as much.
I'm gonna run that by
I don't
somebody.
know. I don't think
A lot of men share the same baby mother anyway, so
Right.
But I don't think it would
What
be.
does that have to do with living with a motherfucking knowing you stick your dick in
they're
everything
all
else, stick your
having
dick in them
kids
10
with
minutes?
each other. They may as well just be one big happy family.
That's not
Exactly.
how it works. Like they're apart.
It's-
You don't. That's you. Okay, Molly.
I mean,
Well, why not though? If you're raising these children,
Kim, stop.
you should raise
Kim,
them
stop.
as siblings.
Elon
I
Musk
just
is
don't
doing
get it.
it.
I don't understand why you wouldn't.
That's different. That nigga got $1 billion and have all his children on one compound.
Well, that's what the rich men might do. I guess everybody else better get their money up, or they won't get no wives.
But you want to know something? I don't think a lot of men want more than one woman that they
I don't
have.
think so.
More,
Yeah,
You
most,
don't
not
think
all,
More than one woman that what?
that they want to be attached to.
That's not true.
yeah.
When
I-
you say
What do you-
I didn't
attached,
say all.
Attached. They want to
Absolutely.
fuck multiple. They
Afford
don't
to
want to be attached
afford,
to them.
pay for.
They want to fuck them.
Meaning that they have a
multiple women.
commitment to them. I'm sorry.
I think if it was
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
a
I
lot of
think
people, a lot of men would go for it.
Yeah, I think they
To
would.
be committed.
Because a lot of
afford
men,
it.
Commit
all
to
right.
one woman.
Because a lot of
But-
no, not that they won't commit. That's not what I'm saying. When I say happen to commit, meaning they're responsible for them, like you have to do in a normal marriage, right? I don't know. I don't see a lot of men wanting to do that for more than what, maybe one or two.
Well, see, the part that y'all missing is just that I think that a lot of guys are afraid to be honest about what it is that they have already going on. Listen, a lot of y'all already sharing men. I don't even know what the fuck we talking about. Like, y'all sharing it, y'all just not.
They don't
y'all
want to
just not-
knowingly share men.
Yes, they are. What you think that they don't know that they sharing men? Yes, they do.
Exactly.
Yes, they
No,
do.
they don't.
Yes, they
They
do.
do.
They're under
It's
the
not-
illusion that they're the only one.
No, they
No,
not.
they're not.
If you think women are
You
stupid,
cannot cape for women if the women are telling you that
I stopped
you could
talking.
do it when it's men. When it's
I
women telling
stopped
you that,
talking.
I'm telling you,
I stopped
they know.
so
talking.
what I'm telling you is that
They know.
the only difference is that
Shut up.
people don't feel confident enough to be transparent about what it is that is already kind of playing out, especially for most men with resources. Now there are guys that are whack and stuff that have resources. That is true. I'll give you that. I don't think that anything is a monolith. But the point is that I think that this is already playing out. And nobody is tripping about it. I don't think that anybody tripping about it. I think that there are certain demographics of men that may not make it visible, but it's absolutely already playing out 100%.
I disagree, but rock on.
Tell us about that, Diddy.
I just don't like, by and large, I don't think that it can't happen. Like, we don't like dealing with, like, most men don't like dealing with women over a substantial amount of time. Definitely not two of them.
Well, that's not true.
If the man is busy enough, though, I think the women would understand. You would have to be super busy
Yeah.
for them to be okay with you not being there.
Yeah.
But they still probably, I don't know.
I just like, well,
Not all women are the
just
same.
like most of us are broke, so I speak for the I speak for the brokies, the dusties. So I can't afford more than one.
Let's
girl,
just call them the average man. We don't have to call you broke.
Yes, I'm broke.
You're not broke. You
Well,
make
if you want to
50K.
assign that to yourself, do that.
You make 50K, which I know you don't, but you make 50K.
No, yes I do. 50K.
You make 50K on his video games.
Quit a liar.
So my point is, I think that it is going to start. I think that women are going to start petitioning for it. Is my point. I don't think that it's going to be
not. Women's emotions can't handle that. Most of them, no, they not.
Yes,
like,
yes,
I think
they
a lot
can.
of them can. I think a lot of women can just handle truth, and
They
I think
can,
it's the
bro.
deception that they are introduced to that they don't like.
They can
how
handle
the hell
it.
you know I stay in Edmond?
And they do handle it. They absolutely want to. I'm telling you, that's real. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. And I'm talking about great women, pretty, super successful, all of that. They going 100%. They going.
I would like to think that, but just maybe I just ain't that nigga because I'm broke. When I try to, like,
I mean, you got to make it look good when you got to like present.
Hey, like I was talking to somebody today, and I told her, I said, I'm the man, fall in line, and she laughed at me.
Was it that voicemail?
That, Quentin.
Was it that lady from the voicemail?
You said what?
The lady from the voicemail?
No, it was Ava's mother.
You know what?
It was. She laughed at me. I'm like, fuck you.
Why can't you deal with that, Carmela? Why can't you deal with it? Listen, if you've never had that happen to you, as far as like women like, yo, I'm ready to go, then you would never be able to relate to that type of thing. It's just not something that, I know a lot of guys is like, oh hell no, you can't even get one woman.
I don't wear a cap and hoodie all the time. I wear suits and collared shirts.
I think if the man can afford it, he'll definitely get some women that'll be okay with it. Because I've seen men who are wealthy with plenty of women, and they know that they're sharing him, and they don't care because he's doing stuff. So
Floyd.
And I think if you can get beyond
so,
the sexual part of it, you can.
Some women don't want to share, though. I understand that part, and that's okay.
Why do you think they don't want to knowingly share? But I see a lot of women that say, "Oh, we're just friends," or I have this guy. You think he's the only one? Well, you're the only one that he's sleeping with? So knowingly sharing versus not
Some
knowing.
women like
I
to
think a
be
lot of people are
delusional.
afraid of what people would say if they knew that they were in a situation where they were knowingly sharing. You know, if you don't knowingly share, you can be the victim or, keep your self esteem intact. But if you're knowingly sharing, the first thing people are going to say is, oh, your self esteem is low, or, something like
You are
that. They're going to call
cooking
you stupid.
100%.
Hmm.
But if you're able to convince her to get over the perception of what it is, but to embrace what's best for her, then I think that it'll work.
Are you doing this, Mika? Are you signing up to be sister wives?
Are you trying to put your bid in?
Fuck your shit, nigga. I love that. Mika is quick with this.
Yeah, that was
You
good.
you ain't said nothing.
Right. He never
He ain't said nothing.
You want to talk.
Wait, Quentin, why you ain't answer?
Hey, Mika knows my secrets. I'm gonna shut up.
What's in the account?
Talk
Right.
to her. Pitch it to her.
Mika knows where the dead bodies are hidden.
Pitch it
Oh.
to her, Quentin.
Mika said she gonna come to Oklahoma. I talked to her the other day. She said maybe I need to come to Oklahoma.
She said first you got to send a screenshot of that bank account.
Quentin, why are you not pitching? Why are you not pitching?
That Southwest pension. I want.
Needs to see the 401k,
I need
I
the
please.
guess that's how
401k.
you set Quentin up, huh? You just go ahead and just hit him with the
Silent.
shebang.
I
You
froze up because
sharing
her
the
beautiful.
deed?
The deed, sure.
Mhm.
Why you ain't ask Molly or Kim?
To do what?
The same thing you asked
Because
Molly.
I know Kim will be a sister wife of 8 wives. I ain't gotta ask Kim.
Kim, would you be a sister wife?
I would.
You would?
I would.
Told you.
All right.
Yeah.
So tell me the logic behind it.
Well, okay. So first and foremost, I don't think that one person can be everything that somebody needs. Like I think that humans are just so multifaceted that one person is just not going to satisfy all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, like if this man is working and he's taking care of the home, he's not going to be around like he needs to be. I mean, I still want some friends, just
Yeah.
again, if you think outside of the sexual part of it, it could work. Like, so now all the housework is not on me, all the child rearing is not on me. Let's just say that I have 2 kids of my own and something happens to me, I die. It's like as a woman, your biggest fear would be I'm leaving my children.
Mhm.
But as a sister wife, there's already these women who know exactly what I want and know exactly how I would want to raise my children, and they would step right in and take over. For me, that's huge because my mom died when I was a week old. So I know what it's like
Mm.
not to have a mother. And so that alone is a huge selling point for me.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
You ever seen the show Sister Wives?
I
Like I I don't know how
I have
that
never
man got
seen it
that, but
before. I have never seen it before. I've heard of it, but I've never
oh,
seen
it's a really good show. Like if you want to look at a functional way to do that, like he had different homes. I don't know what that man did because he had money.
I don't think they
But
were happy though. I think they spoke out about that. Like,
well, no, they're women. They're women, regardless if it's one, two, three, four, five of them. They're gonna complain about stuff. But um, it was just the way that they worked together. Like the kids, one is over here, one goes over their house, and they all had separate. They all had their own homes, but they came together to do stuff, and you
right.
know,
And I think that a lot of that comes into play that I don't have a problem deferring to the man. I don't have a problem with
Mm.
submissiveness. Like that makes sense to me. Like, I should be submissive. This man has a mission. I come in with these submissions and we make this work. Like,
I say as long as everybody agrees, it's the other side I don't like.
What's the other
When
side?
it when it's just when people have all these double lives. right? And so when something happens, this other person doesn't know, and now they're fighting over this and they're fighting over that. It's just like most people, women included, would be down with certain things if you just said it.
And that's what I said earlier. It's the deception that comes in that people don't like. They don't like to be lied to. They don't want to have to sit and think, oh, all these times you said you were at work, were you? Or, when you came in and kissed me, where did you just come from? Nobody wants to have to think about that.
Yeah, I feel you. Molly,
Humans
what do
are
you think?
inherently jealous?
What do you think about that, Molly?
And that wouldn't rock.
Realistically, I don't think men are going to end up with more than one wife, realistically. But I do see why some people would do it. Would I do it personally? Probably not. I don't like a whole lot of people being around me at the same time, so probably not. But
Molly, you cold blooded.
I mean, if I have to look at you all the time, and it's a
That's when you
bunch
build
of
a
us,
compound and you don't
That's
have
what I said. You
yeah,
have your
I
own
would have
house,
to
girl.
be.
But I mean, then you start
Molly
working
will
with group
kiss you on
economics.
your forehead and
Some
stab
men,
you in the back.
but no, I think Elon Musk has the ones who agreed to it. I think they're all under one roof.
That's kind of different though, because did he have relationships with these women?
No, I
it
think that
sounded like it was just business.
You got
they
like
all
some
got.
money.
All right, so this is what the report is. They all get a lump sum plus they get $100,000 a month for the rest of their life or something like that.
$100,000 a month.
And they don't
Are
have
they
any
looking
emotional
for
attachment to this dude. He's like, give me a baby, I'm gonna give you some money, bet.
Yeah. They get
Allegedly.
if I was rich, I'm sure I can find a handful of women that'll sign up for that.
I'm sure, because women have done more for less. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Michael Jackson did it.
And allegedly he's donating sperm in Japan, so there's gonna be some Japanese little Elon Musk out there. Possibly.
What's the number?
What's what number?
The number that a man has to make to afford more than one wife.
that depends on the women.
Shit. That's true.
Because I have
Akeisha. What about Akeisha?
You might be able to make it on 50,000. She might not mind living in the hood house or whatever it is.
Not hood.
What's the number? Give me a number, y'all.
For two women?
Yeah. How much does a man have to make in a year in order to be able to?
You can probably get away with $250. Yeah, you get it. You probably get away with
$250,000 a year, but more than
maybe
one?
Yeah, you could probably get away with it. Yeah, you could.
Maybe three.
Yeah,
Because
I feel like that's for the
yeah.
millionaires. I'm sorry, I have to be honest.
You what?
Millionaires. I think that's the millionaires game.
I fucking hate Molly.
I'm being
That's
honest.
all.
I don't know.
Those are
If
the
you live-
only
if
men
you
with the
live in-
resources. But to
if you
have
live
the
in Oklahoma
resource
with
to
300,000.
realistically be able to do something like that,
No, you just can't be
that's
doing a lot
a
of
that's a
frivolous-
commitment. That's a
Two
commitment.
women
though.
ain't that $250 should get it done. $250 for the
Again,
if you ain't
If
dealing
you
with
pull them out the
Molly
projects,
said
250, you
25K
could
per cheek.
y'all want some project chicks because 250.
Give me a number. Give me a number, then, Molly.
Oh well, I don't know. I don't know. Like Floyd Mayweather.
God damn it! Put her in the
You
back.
have to have some money because all the men that I know who had women who were okay with sharing them, they were millionaires. Like they were wealthy. So I don't know any average man who didn't get a
There's a
headache
lot of
behind.
There's a lot of millionaires here.
$250,000 a year average, Molly?
It's not average, but is it enough to afford two
Yes.
wives?
Oh, okay,
And then
so,
are
okay,
you going to be getting these wives
let's
pregnant?
mine this out.
No.
Let's mine this out, Molly. Men are affording one wife with $40K, so why they can't afford two with $250?
Wait.
You have some couples that are making
Hold on,
about
wait.
$250 combined, and they still
40,000.
can't afford their life.
Yes,
Wait. You said 40K. What?
They're affording a wife with $40K.
Stop it.
When you say afford,
Stop it, bro.
You can afford a wife of 40K, but what kind of wife is she going to be? And is she
Okay.
gonna be
Let's
one-
set this out.
that's going to be a quality
I
chick or
could
one
keep
that
I
you
could
would be
keep
proud
a
of.
woman at home in Oklahoma with $100K.
Oh, that's Oklahoma.
I said she's
But
gonna be from
she would
Oklahoma. That's what I
also
said, Marley.
literally have to be at home. Like, she can't be a traveler. She can't be a shopper. She can't be.
Yes,
You know
she
what I'm saying?
can. No debt. It's low cost of living. I don't fucking spend beyond my means. Yes, she can. Y'all have a spending problem, not an earning problem.
She gonna be able to shop
I
at the
think
Piggly
that
Wiggly
in order
every
for you
day.
to have
That's
more
it. That's
She
all.
gonna shop where normal women shop. Nigga, fuck Gucci, fuck Louis, fuck all that shit.
I think that in order for you to, well, okay, I'm gonna introduce this next conversation, but I'm gonna say this. I think that in order for, I'm gonna read the super chat too, and thank y'all for holding us down on the super chats and hitting the like for the algorithm. I think that in order for you to have more than one wife, both of them, they got to have their own houses. I think.
Seriously heard
I
that
said
you
that.
can't
That
have
seems like
one
that would be more
unit
you
expensive
just priced
though.
me out the market, Anton. Thanks, appreciate it.
No, I think
And that's
that
why 250.
I don't
Use the
think that
equity
they,
in that house.
I don't think that they should be forced to. I don't think that they should be forced to live together. I think that that should be an option for them to be able to connect and stay connected with each other. But I think that they definitely need their own places. Absolutely, they need their own spaces, their own places, and I mean, you can make them close or whatever in the same city, but I think that they definitely need their own places.
You know how
Agreed.
Bootsy has little
We
Bootsy
I feel like
has
women would
the
get
home.
jealous like that.
You know
What
how
with
little
their own
Bootsy has the home
places?
and everything? That's how that sister wife guy did it.
What do you mean they would get jealous if they had their own places?
Oh, some women. I feel like maybe it would make more sense if they were all under the same roof because women tend to get
That wouldn't work.
jealous. And
I
if
would be
he's
more
over
jealous than
here
That
more
wouldn't
than
work at
he's
all.
over there,
No,
over
listen,
here,
it
she's gonna
doesn't
Work out
hurt
a
mean
her
schedule.
it
feelings.
doesn't mean that y'all can't connect or y'all can't be in the same spaces. But I think that the freedom to be able to go to have something that's yours, right?
Mhm.
Especially in this American system, like if you putting a chick up and she got hers and she's straight and so she had that level of security, she has her own style, her own personality or whatever, but that doesn't mean necessarily that she doesn't get along or she not rocking out or that y'all not all connected or that y'all not all family or whatever. But I definitely think that everybody need their own places, 100%.
Agreed. And I'm low key
Well, in my
OCD,
life of
so you can't come
42
in my house
women,
changing my labels around.
See, different women manage their
Like, I
pantries
would lose
different.
it.
That's true.
Different manage with different women. You know what I'm saying? Like they got different personalities.
you can't put your needs and values in one man, Anton. Only make a certain amount. We can get a
No,
little
this is
five
my. This would be
bedroom.
my. This is my
We
opinion.
can get a little 5-bedroom home.
No.
A little
Hold on.
with the
And I'm
mother-in-law
gonna
floor
tell you. I'm
plan.
gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Like they all got their own fucking body temperatures, all of that shit. Like even my wife and my
Yeah.
daughter,
They have
they
the
got
same periods
different.
at the same time.
Yep.
My wife and my daughter got different fucking body temperatures. You know what I'm saying? One of them be extra hot, one of them be extra cold. Like
That's me. I got
you
my
know,
heat on
like
right
you
now.
got to create a space. I think
65.
that you got to create a
Oh no,
space
girl.
that's super comfortable for
79.
everybody if that's what you're thinking about doing. So they got to have different zones, all of that shit.
I need my own kitchen.
Why somebody said? Why
bathroom,
But I
somebody
feel like you
said?
could build a house like that where all y'all could stay together and it'll still be like its own
Or
little house.
you could
Nah,
build separate houses.
But you
I'll be
only
in the
have
pool house.
450K, Kim. What are you talking about?
I
What'd you say?
think that's separate. If that was me, everybody would have their own spaces. And
I
I think
wouldn't
that
do it.
I think that
I think
women
it's
would be
unrealistic.
more. I think that women would definitely want that type of thing, especially if they had that level of security where they had their own space. If you remove the fact that a chick got to struggle with you when you get to a certain level, because most men that get to a certain financial space, they're going to be they're not going to be 22, 23, 24, they're not going to be that. And so I think that if you get to a certain space where a chick is like, I ain't got to struggle. Yeah. You remove that barrier and then all she got to do is focus on the love aspect of it or how she can enjoy the life or how things could go that shit it'll work. It'll work 10 times more better.
It's a lot easier to think about how to make your man happy when you're at peace.
This is wild. Mika got
I
10
agree.
husbands in her creepy mansion.
What? Can we talk about something more realistic, please?
What do you mean? That is realistic. I'm telling you
My
that I
mansion
believe
is
that
not
that's the way that society's gonna go. Let me read super chats.
Not while I'm living in this bitch. Mm-mm.
Let me read super chats. Well, I think that. Well, let me save the conversation. Shout out to Mrs. Collins. I appreciate you. Shout out,
Dang,
Miss
she look
Collins.
cute with a little librarian shindigs.
Frank T says, "No, Shannon." Shaking my head. Testosterone replacement therapy ruins another man's life. Them hormones will get you caught. Y'all, wow. I don't even know what that means. I guess Taylor wasn't trying to get choked. Miss Collins says, "Hey, Molly, looking cute with the queen scarf.
She like girls.
Quinn needs to be timed out immediately," says my dog Slimmy.
I don't get timed out, nigga.
DK says, "Don't put any credence in civil suits. You can sue a can of Bush baked beans for turning the sky orange. That's fact." Sly Guy 23 says, "Travis Hunter on the album cover."
Cool.
Master Barber Big C says Account 2 is out and they say it doesn't disappoint you. I'm gonna have to go see that.
I saw this. Is it out at the movies or Netflix?
Movies, I think.
Okay.
Jerry says black men will always be loved. That's a fact. I agree with that. Master Barber Big C says we don't want gay lifestyle creep. Pierre says a gay conservative helped Trump win Pennsylvania. That's true. Bob Brown says, "Yo, AD, I know you mentioned the other day that Whitlock should stand down. You know, I watch his show every day, and he has been saying for like 2 years that Shannon has mad skeletons in his closet, and his sexual exploits should be his sexual exploits would be." Yeah, I'm saying that he should stand down. I know nobody's going to stand down because content creators going to create content. What I'm saying is, I think it's hard for people to be objective about the situation when somebody gets accused of something, but they can't necessarily defend themselves in a court of public opinion. So that's just my opinion. He says, "One day be his downfall. So now that has come to fruition, he's beating his chest to say, 'I told you so.' Also, Shannon literally cheered with SEALs to get Candace fired. So she is justified as well." I think that Candace Owens is justified and how she feels. But see, that's the difference between, I think, Jason Whitlock and Candace Owens, is that Candace Owens has been pretty objective about calling a spade in this situation.
And she also said that like this is personal because he said some shit about me first.
True, but then she also said in that same thing after she played what he said, she also said, "Listen, but I do think that this is a shakedown."
Mm-hmm.
So she was objective enough to still call it the way it is. Because she's not emotional. Christopher Mayberry says, Mika, please bring back Kelly Corinne to your show. Thanks in advance. OJ Thompson says, first super chat. Hello, everyone. What up, OJ? We appreciate you. Thank you, big dog. Tyrant the Tyrant says they're trying to get the kids while they're young and brainwash them into the LGBTQ minions. Western 858 says,
sorry.
What? You shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination. I agree. Chris Spears says Molly is spending too much time in this space, the internet. Gay culture is a very small percentage of the world. Chris Spears says population decline is due to a ton of things, mostly because it's really expensive. Master Barber Big C says, Mika, DC can't hold Atlanta as a gay capital. Atlanta is infested.
Not infested.
U-House says, that's what I'm trying to tell my future sister wife, Mika. Why would she be your sister wife?
Mika, check your phone.
Let me pass down these architecture skills down to our kids, baby. Frank T says, Mika fall in love easily.
No, she don't. She's fell in love one time in her whole life. Shut up.
Molly been hurt by a player, and Kim is holding back that demon within.
Yeah, I found out something about Kim the other day I didn't know, and it scared me.
I am the player, sir. Get that right.
Pierre says, do we actually need a massive population percentage like the boomers? We have a massive level of automation coming to society. Chris Spears says women have been sharing men for most of the time. It's only recently that they leave men exercise. that they leave when men exercise options. Rest in peace to Godfather Kevin Samuels. Blame Michelle and Barack for that gay confusion stuff. Look up Obamacare boy, and Michelle introduced Dwayne Wade's son to the world as a girl. Dope Chip. Shout out to Dope Boy Chip. Says people just judge people off of their job and professional titles, and the world will seem clearer to you by the minute. Play the law of averages, but the day my barber starts calling himself a beautician, I'm growing dread, exception versus the rule. Shout out to my dog. Ma says you don't have to be wealthy. Makes it much easier though. That's true. Ma says women prefer to be lied to in most cases. Don't listen to them. They seek it out. I don't know why. Just how most are wired. Shout out to Chris Spears says, doesn't Mr. Robinson have first bid? Hashtag stop saying.
Oh, not Christopher Spears. Y'all are messy.
Mont says, don't say person, say woman, because a man can be everything you needed. Crack Chaffer Moore says, I tried the sister wives a couple of times. They never seen eye to eye or was jealous of one another for one reason or another. Always made me out to be the bad guy. Looked like you couldn't get your hoes together, big dog. Chris Spears says it's just a small group of men, kings, the Kingsguard, lords, landowners, and the like. Those men have multiple women. Most men don't have any. Anton, y'all taking call-ins tonight? If you want to come up on the panel, Mont, you can, because I know who you are. So, force calibration. Let me know if you want to come up on the panel, Mont. Force calibration says only thing it costs is 2 whips, a house, and game.
I got a couple motorcycles
and a 401k and a pension.
I got one of those
and an IRA Roth account.
Black Fiasco says,
my 401k put all you niggas to
one
shame.
gets the
Even Anton.
You said what happened?
I said my 401k will put your ass to shame.
It probably would. I wouldn't doubt it. One gets the pool house. Dudes ain't trying to drive across town to see his other chick. Jay says, I agree with Molly. If the women don't know about each other, $250,000 a year is good. If you know about each other, $1 million a year minimum for 2 houses.
Not if they don't know.
Nalani says, so y'all do know when women are around each other for an extended period of time, their periods sink. That is a fact. That is a fact. So men, are y'all able to handle 2 wives who are having PMS at the same time?
No, absolutely not.
Knock it
That's
out
because women are. That's because women are magnetic. Mm-hmm.
But then
Ike Tolerance says, Salute AD and the crew. Congolese worker has 4 kids and 2 baby mamas all under one roof. Mr. Robinson says, my father had more than one wife, and it worked because honesty and cohesiveness with everyone. Me and my brothers were literally raised with different mothers when we were younger.
Cap.
Corey, how you gonna call him Cap? Says at Ed's Wings is fire, 20-piece no fries with medium sauce. Me University says Isaiah 41 prophecy, 7 women with 1 man. Love y'all. Mont says send me the link. Got you. Let me know. I said I'm a DM you. I'm gonna just drop it in the chat, Mont. I got you. All right, so let me introduce this next subject, and then I'm gonna drop the link for Mont too, and then he can come up and he can kick it with the family.
Hey,
Mont only though.
Mont said they got a 4X. Okay.
Mont only. All right, y'all. So considering what we was just talking about, it's funny how these subjects kind of intertwine with each other. Being with a rich man versus being with a generous man.
Big difference.
All right. Make sure I hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. This is a quick one, y'all. Really, really quick one. All right.
I'm a firm believer that a man's income has very little to do with how much he's willing to provide for you. And before the girlies say we can provide for ourselves, I have a job. Okay, that's not what I mean. I've just seen so many men that make an unbelievable, unfathomable amount of money and are still not willing to buy their girlfriends anything or provide for them or pay for things. Not that men have to, but it is nice. And then
Am I frozen?
TikTok one, IG wasn't having it.
I'm frozen.
You're not frozen. The video is.
Yeah.
Oh, let me refresh. Give me a second.
I am a firm believer that a man's unfathomable amount of money and are still not willing to buy their girlfriends anything or provide for them or pay for things. Not that men have to, but it is nice. And then I've also seen a lot of men that don't make as much money, but are willing to do anything to make their partners happy. It really has nothing to do with income. It's how much they're willing to do these things.
So, considering what she's saying that it's a difference between being with a rich man and being with a generous man. She's saying that a guy that has resources, that's a rich man, may not necessarily be generous, and a man that is not necessarily have all of the resources may be the guy that's more generous. So, with that being said, is it more preferable for women to be with the man that is generous or the man that is rich?
How selfish is the rich man?
You tell me. Tell me how
Both.
selfish.
Molly was like, "You're talking my language."
You tell
I
me
mean,
how selfish he is.
it's awesome to have a generous man, but I mean, if he's got $10, and you're looking for materials, you're not gonna be able to get very many materials with $10. I mean, it's great that you can, see the whole of his heart, and you're like, you're an amazing person. You would give me your last, but there's not a whole lot that you can do with that. Whereas, like, the rich man, if he's, more selfish or stingy or whatever, and he gives you 100,000 because he has several billion, I mean, there's a big difference.
Still not buying you crawfish.
I wouldn't
I know,
want.
you know what? I
I
don't like.
wouldn't want. I wouldn't. Let's say the generous one is the non-rich one, right? I would feel a certain way if I was taking all of his money just because he's like I would feel a way.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
in that regard, if I'm that kind of woman where it's all about money, I would
Did you
never
drop the
pick
weekend time?
the generous man. Like if it's all about money, right?
I'm working on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like you, Meek. I wouldn't even feel right taking this man's $10 and that's all he's got. Like,
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't like that. So, but if
So
it's not about money, then generous can mean a lot of things. So it's just whatever context y'all talking about it.
I think that what she means by generous is basically like a man that goes out of his way to spend money on the woman to make her happy, whatever that means. If she asks for something, he'll usually try to figure out how to get it, all of that type of stuff.
Because my best moments weren't the most expensive.
Facts.
agreed. I mean, you can have fun, like trying to
I
figure
care
things
about
out,
more of
making
the
it stretch.
experience, right? Like if it's something I like to do versus just you spending the
Well,
money.
I think okay. We'll talk about that later. Continue. Your turn, Molly.
Sorry, I had to go back and rewatch the video so I could kind of hear what she was saying because I wasn't really paying attention.
Here, let me replay it. I'm gonna replay it one more time for
Okay.
everybody, just to make sure everybody got it.
I am a firm believer that a man's income has very little to do with how much he's willing to provide for you. And before the girlies say we can provide for ourselves, I have a job. Okay, that's not what I mean. I've just seen so many men that make an unbelievable, unfathomable amount of money and are still not willing to buy their girlfriends anything or provide for them or pay for things. Not that men have to, but it is nice. And then I've also seen a lot of men that don't make as much money, but are willing to do anything to make their partners happy. It really has nothing to do with income. It's how much they're willing to do these things.
I don't want my man doing anything either.
Well, I
I'm not
agree. I think it
that.
just depends on the man. I've never known anybody to be with a rich guy. Well, although I do know that there are some rich guys who can be stingy, but I've never known of a girl to be in a relationship with a guy who had money and he didn't get her anything. A lot of the times they get a lot of things, and is a way to kind of be a little controlling. So I've never heard of somebody being with somebody rich and not getting anything from him. But
So are you saying
I do
rich men
agree
are
that,
financially abusive?
huh?
They can't be.
I said, are
They
you saying
can
rich
be. I
men are
don't think all of
financially
them
abusive?
are. I've never heard anybody that I know who was with a rich man say that they weren't getting anything out of him.
What is financially abusive?
Not
Trying to use your money
always,
to control.
but some
You
of
use your
them
money to
will
control someone.
do a lot of things or buy certain things to be in control of the situation a little bit more.
Good
But
thing.
generous men, I think generous men are great, but if you're asking for a generous man at the same time, if that's one of his personality traits or one of his qualities, can you really be mad if he's generous with more than just you? So I think women also need to ask themselves that question when they ask for a generous man, because
What?
you have
How
a generous
generous are
man
you?
who, but how,
You
yeah,
share with
exactly.
everybody.
Like you're generous, but are you generous with her, and her? And then I think the climate today with dating is a lot of men are realizing that some women are just very desperate for money and kind of in survival mode and really only dating for money and a place to stay. So that's probably why they're not getting anything out of those rich men, because they know, you know what I'm saying? Men don't really like to be used.
That they're hobosexuals.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think it's a, it, and I think women are just like becoming like really begging, like begging and begging men to take care of them. When if a man really wants to take care of you, he won't have a problem. You won't have to beg him into it. Things will just get done. So
The
And that
advantage of the
means
generous
I
man is
think,
he's probably generous with more than just his money. He's probably generous with his time, with his love, with his affection. And that goes a long way. That goes further than money because, it's just like I take very good care of myself by myself. So, even this man with his $10 is going to be 10 more dollars than I had, but it would be the affection and all those other things that he could be generous with that would be, to his advantage.
Mm. Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
I don't want no man that only has $10, but he's
Oh,
generous. Cause
absolutely not.
I'm just gonna feel bad. Like
Absolutely not.
oh, God damn it,
you
Molly.
shouldn't be giving me affection and time if you only have $10.
It was hypothetical.
He should be giving his
I know. But
job
there
his
are
time.
For the
situations
sake
like
of the
that where
conversation,
women,
let's
huh?
assume for the sake of the conversation that the guy isn't struggling at all, right? He just doesn't have an access, right? He does okay. He does okay for himself, but he doesn't have access. But he goes out of his way to make sure that you get most of the things that you say that you want.
That's fine.
I think that's
Yeah,
more
I think
important.
that's fine.
That's fine.
Y'all
I
think
think I
everything is
think
fine
some
when
women
y'all
just
getting
they
something.
over. I think some women overplay their hand.
Facts.
What does that
Like
mean, Mick?
because you if you can get close to whatever your imagination comes up with as a woman, and you've gotten close to that, or you get more than the average woman would get, you already win. So to push for, not saying that you couldn't get it, but more than likely you won't. To push for the unrealistic, they're overplaying their hand. Like what's wrong with a man that makes 100K? Most men don't make 100K. And I hear women all the time like, "Oh no, 100K is not going to do it."
That's so dumb.
I'm like,
Well, because
It is
women are
because
most
becoming
you can make it work.
delusional. Yeah, they're just
Mhm.
becoming delusional. I don't think
Absolutely. And they think
women
that they
really
a lot of
realize.
women believe that they command more than 100,000, but it's like if you wipe your makeup off your face and take your hair out, what are you really commanding?
Yeah. And I don't know why
Lord.
most women think men make over
Wipe it,
100K.
wipe your face off, Mika, and take your hair out. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
no.
Right.
Just kidding. That was kind of
You can
rude.
see all week. I'm sleepy. Look.
And then a lot of women don't even put themselves in the position to be around men with stuff going on, or they don't have the discipline to be with a man like that, which a lot of women don't realize. Men like disciplining women. They don't want to see you being lazy. They don't want to see you really being, I mean, a lot of men will put up with a woman that's overweight, but
Who?
I think
A
they
wealthy man dealing with a woman who's overweight?
it's
No,
not
a
wealthy
man, a
men do
man,
have
period.
overweight wives, but most men, you know what I'm saying? Like, some
Because
women
that's
think
the
they
Nah,
don't
that's the
have to
wife.
do anything, and a
That's the
wealthy man
wife
is
they
going to fall
started
into
with.
their
That's that
lap.
starter wife.
nah,
If it's that
I'm
starter
not
wife,
dealing with
I've
no
seen them
bigums.
deal with it.
I'm not dealing with no bigums.
Yeah.
What's
But
big?
I've
so
seen
I
men
think
deal with
What's
that starter wife.
women
They be
the
think
like,
number,
they're
Anton?
entitled to it.
What's a
y'all
big
be
number?
I
like,
don't know
Anton?
what the number is. It's
It's a
height.
little
y'all be like, it's that baby, it's
It's
baby
height
weight.
to weight. It's height
proportionate.
to weight ratio.
That makes sense.
Yeah, baby weight is no excuse. That's just lazy.
I
Yeah,
know.
after
It
6 months
depends
is
on
lazy weight, not
how
baby weight.
old the baby is.
Well,
Now,
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
people
say
yeah,
talking
I
about
six
would say
months.
give
baby
it I would say
16,
give
that's
it at
different.
least a year depending on the woman. Because sometimes depending on, if they had C-sections, if they had complications, it, it would depend. Right. But I say after a year, ma'am, yeah, you need to get up.
Get it together. You can't say baby weight, and yeah, that baby's a
I think
toddler or
that
older.
that's acceptable for women to be with a guy that makes $100 grand a year until they get with a guy that make 5 million a year. It's gonna change your life
Yeah.
because the lifestyle it's gonna ruin you. It'll ruin you if you're around a person long enough, or you get to experience life with a person long enough that generate that type of revenue that they could buy
I think that's
whatever they
true.
want whenever they want to.
Your car, shut up.
You definitely can ruin her. You can fuck her whole head up. And it's not a bad thing for her to fuck her head up. Let me not even use 5 M's a year. Let's just say an M a year. Bring my dog Mont up. What up, Mont?
What up? What up? What's
Slow
going on?
motion, big dog. But you can definitely fuck a chick head up all day long with the life. You combine a life along with the attentiveness, she gone forever, bro. She yours forever. So, it sound good until she experienced it. I'll tell you what.
What about the flip side of this? Like, all women aren't worthy of that shit.
Don't
Yeah,
matter.
that's what I was just saying.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
It don't matter. It's
But
ego.
it is true though, because when you know that a man can do better, you level up your man. It is kind of like, well, it is kind of hard to go back because it's like you know that
Are
men
you
could be
doing that,
doing
Molly?
more because
Molly,
there
are
are
you
men out
leveling up
here
your
doing more.
man?
Huh?
Are you leveling up your man, Molly?
Am I leveling him up?
Yeah, that's what you just said.
Oh, was that what I said? Sorry.
I love it. I love it when people say Anton just be talking. Look, bro. Nigga, if she's sitting courtside, she can't see them bleachers no more that you're trying to take her to.
Fuck, that's all I got. We're in the nosebleeds.
Oh, fuck the bleachers, nigga.
You
She
do
touched.
better by doing it at home.
Like, nigga, if you look, I'm being absolutely honest, bro. When she courtside and you keep on trying to take her on a picnic.
That's why Mika didn't come to Oklahoma, because she was courtside in Detroit, and I ain't got no courtside money, nigga.
No, that was funny. I'm gonna give you that one. That was.
For all of my dusty niggas in the chat, shout out to my dusty. I know everybody not dusty.
That's fucked up.
But to my dusty niggas in the chat, I wish you could experience what life is like on a different level. It's different.
Not dusty.
It is
Having
different.
money is different.
You said what?
Having money is it's complete. Like, if you haven't had money, it's hard to stop to like come out of that hater mentality.
It is, bro. It's different. Like, and I
remember
don't
this.
blame them because I understand them. You know what I'm saying? I get them because I was poor when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was raised in a hood, and I understand how hood niggas think. They see a nigga riding by in something that they'll never ever drive in their life, or that they'll only be able to get for 3 hours in Miami.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You got enough time, nigga, to go and take pictures and bring it right back.
You got to start somewhere.
Huh?
I said you got to start somewhere. Let the men have their 3 hours. Maybe it'll motivate them.
Yeah, you know somebody.
Baby, what you talking about?
So, you got a good promotion, and you know they made a mistake and upgraded you on the airline. You know what I'm saying? So
You got a good
Yeah.
promotion.
so
Accidentally.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could never hate on a nigga that was getting more money than me. I only look at him as motivation, and I say, you know what? That's some real shit. So that I get it, dog. You put on your best jean outfit, and you took her to the game. You took her to the game, nigga. You went to the wrong entrance, and I walked right past you, and they said, "How you doing, Mr. Daniels?" And they said, "I'm sorry, excuse me, sir. Can I see your ticket?" No, you up there. It's different.
You're rude.
Wait, the skybox or the 400?
You're rude to the less fortunate.
No,
skybox or
I'm not
400?
rude to the less fortunate.
No, they need to hear that.
I'm rude
He's
to the
speaking
people.
the facts.
Listen, no, I'm not even doing that. See, I don't talk like this until I get talked to like that. And when people say wild stuff to me, then this is my way of addressing it. I'm not going to stoop down to their level and say, yeah, I wouldn't fight you. Anybody that has ever seen me in person, you know that I have 1 or 2 security guards with me at all times. And most of the time, you don't even know who they are until they tap you on the shoulder and say, I'm sorry, sir, you're getting a little too loud. One of them wear a cowboy hat, and the other one is just chill. So, you know, what you want me to do?
Somebody said you're
You
broke.
want me to
No, he said you're broke.
You want me to go?
Not
Do
you
you
were.
want me to? Do you want me to? You want me to get into a
you're
fight with you as a 43-year-old man? Is that what we doing?
We shooting, not fighting.
And it hurts. It hurts. It hurts sometimes. It really does hurt, because when you pull up next to a nigga, and I sleep with this shit on. I forget that I have on $50,000 on my wrist.
Nope. If you want to hold up,
I sleep. I forget this shit. You know what I'm saying? I take
it in my car.
I take pride in taking care of the people that Kim didn't ask me for nothing. I hit Kim off the other day. I said, I appreciate you.
He did.
That's because you're generous.
I am. I shout out to Quentin getting to the bag.
This motherfucker costs $85. Stop.
Quentin, you didn't tell me you had watches now. Now I have to add that in the collection. What else you got?
You coming to Oklahoma Miko now?
I have to you got a 401k, you got a watch, you got a motorcycle, you got a car. What else you got, Quentin? You got a motorcycle. Portfolio.
Oh, wait, that's right. You got a motorcycle. So how many life insurance policies you got? And how much they were?
They said Ross Perot owned a pre-owned Jetta. I don't give a fuck what nobody else is doing. And I'm going to spin this shit, and we gonna party like it's motherfucking 1999 every day. Nigga, let me show you something. Let me show you what I walk around with.
Going in that, he gonna pull out that little bag thingy.
I ain't even gonna do that one.
That's a nice little Jansen backpack you got there.
I don't even know
you know the backpack everybody get in the first grade, the Jansen from Walmart.
No, a Jansen. What, you know the name brand of it? I can't. I'm gonna look that up. A Jansen. Somebody said Jansport.
Let's see if I got something.
Jan, sports got expensive at one point, though. I was like, what is happening here? These are backpacks.
I know I gotta have something in
Hey,
here.
y'all.
I got any cash here? It's the toiletry bag. Gotta make sure you got the toiletry
I
bag.
knew you was gonna have that damn thing there. That's why I said that little bag.
This is pocket change, nigga. This is
Not my
late.
pocket change, Hucky.
Show you something, big dog. You see this shit? This is a light 10, nigga.
If you have no money, you can cause no mischief.
This is a light 10. This is a light 10, dog. But hold on, give me a second. Let me show you some more.
Nigga, don't make me go get my water cash out, nigga, in the safe.
You got money in the safe too?
Add that in there.
Shut up, Mika.
Make the list. Mika, I'm taking notes for you, girl.
Thank you, girl. Thank you.
Hold on.
Molly, you make sure I don't miss it too. Quitting over here.
We're gonna start working out the
He
depreciation
running his mouth.
of his assets in a minute.
This is another. This is the first 10, my nigga. All right. This is the second one.
Well, don't show them the second one. That's mine.
You don't like your money being flashed like that, huh, Mika?
See this shit, nigga? Like this is pocket change. I don't give a fuck about this shit.
I gotta get my brakes done. Don't show them that.
You gotta get your brakes done.
I need my airbag replaced.
Hey, I got you, Mika. If you can wait till the meetup, I'll fix your brakes for free. Hey, I know how to fix some brakes.
Don't surprise me with a good time.
Yeah, I don't fix none of that shit. I do that myself. Fuck that. I ain't paying nobody
now,
to do some shit I can
I'll
do.
cook for you, but you can't stay.
Everybody in here. Oh, Mika was with me. When I go to the store,
it's 2 days.
Nigga, I just start picking stuff. I pick stuff like Michael Jackson do in that video, nigga. I just be selecting stuff.
He be over there like the dream. Just throw it
See,
in the bag.
y'all did this to Anton. That nigga was acting all fine and normal, and y'all did this.
I do. I be chilling, bro. I don't be trying to go back and forth with these niggas. Hold on. Let me show y'all something. Give me a second.
See, look what
Quentin,
y'all
while
niggas
he's
did.
doing that, is there anything else you'd like to add to this list?
No, I'm normal.
Well,
No.
what Anton is doing is appropriate for the topics. So
You see this shit, nigga?
Look, I knew he was coming.
See how many keys is in here?
Don't show them my Benz. Do not do that.
This is the car that Mika like right here.
What did I say?
they wish they were you, Anton. That's all.
See this shit? Mont know what this is.
Oh yeah, I got
that Tesla nigga to the Cybertruck nigga.
Look this shit out. See that
I
shit?
love when
It's
people
another
know what
one.
their keys are. I leave my keys in the car.
It's another one, nigga.
Not a tray.
I think it's an important thing that we should note, though. I think we should note that, like, if you watching this and this makes you upset, then you have a problem.
Level up.
No, Mon. I'm not gonna let you get that off, brother.
And this the old school right here, man. That's the 96.
I can't wait till I'm at Anton Point.
Nah,
this
me.
shit is insane, bro.
At this one. And this one, that's all I got.
Yeah, y'all should be
Oh,
studying.
Mika, I got that one. I don't know where it
Look at
is,
this
but
shit,
I got
bro.
it.
Hold on. You see this, bro?
This it.
This is my life.
I don't even drive.
I don't even use the key to start my motorcycle. I just push the button.
I can't do more than 2 cars because I don't
You
drive.
always got to
like
keep
that.
one of these too. Make sure you keep those.
What's that one? Oh, yeah, of course.
Keep a bunch of them too.
And I got tents.
And I forgot I had these inside of my book bag. But let me
That's because that's mine. I left it.
Anyways, like I said, y'all, I'm gonna just pull up next to her.
That's so rude. I know the feeling when I see, like, I'm not as braggadocious as Mr. Daniels over here, but when I see like a fine white girl and she getting another nigga's car, and then I pull up in my big old truck and she be like,
what year is your truck?
20.
It's really nice.
What kind of truck you got?
No, I'm just trying to make sure he don't got that much to pay on.
Valuation purposes. Yeah, I understand.
It's old.
Somebody
Right,
said
so you
pull to
almost
the
finished.
drug lords who
Anyway.
make billions.
Gotcha.
No, nigga, I'm pulling up to you right before you go into the back door
You know what?
because because Ving Rhames is making your mama eggs, nigga.
Y'all keep
I'll
talking.
pull up next to you, nigga.
Pull up
I'm
next
pulling
to
up next to you.
the pharmaceutical companies. What billionaires are pushing drugs?
I'm pulling up next to
Pharmaceuticals?
you, nigga.
Maybe the cartel.
Probably talking about the cartel.
Stop talking about other people money, nigga. Show your money.
I think it's because like they're not confident. They don't actually see that they can get this money one day. And
They
every time you
can't,
tell them
most
like,
of
yo,
them.
you can get money, like
No,
every time
they
you tell them,
can't.
they tell you
You just need a plan. There's nothing separating one person from another. Like you can do it. You have to believe that you can do it and make a plan to do so.
Most people do not have Anton's work ethic. A lot of these dusties, they will never see what Anton makes ever. They don't have his work ethic.
But that's
I'm
what
happy
trying to
I am
say.
not
It
a
is
man
possible
So
because I
for
could never
example,
compete with Anton.
Look at this guy. Look at him in his car. Do you know how cold he is? His air don't work.
That's so mean.
Only
It's okay,
niggas-
brother.
only niggas-
You can
only
get there,
niggas that
brother.
say money is your God. Okay, money is my God, and I'm your girl's God. How about that?
Jesus. See,
Money
Mark,
does
you
say
didn't
in
know she was
God we
getting yourself
trust,
into, Mark.
She
y'all.
worship the tip of my dick, nigga. She'll do everything, the whole thing, everything.
Shit is fucking wild.
So
I swear to God, I'm gonna make her call her my God. Make her call her Anton, you my God. Either she gonna say that or she gonna say, "Oh my God."
HR is watching right now.
Ain't no nigga that took a picture in his car with his coat zipped all the way up. Talk to me, nigga. You got wired earphones.
I didn't even notice that his coat was zipped up. Anton, you diabolical.
What makes a nigga that took a nigga? You took your picture like this. Hold on, where that shit at? Where the other one at? The fuck is wrong with these niggas, bro? Nigga, you propped your phone. You took your phone like this, nigga. You said this. Anyways,
not an ox cord. Y'all are rock. Y'all diabolical tonight.
No, I'm just messing with y'all. Listen, God bless you, nigga. Just put the fries in the bag, though.
That's so rude.
No, I think they need to hear it though. I do think they need to hear it.
Just put the fries in the bag, bro.
And they need to see it.
Why you say that, Mons?
Well, because we men, we not girls. So like if you seeing what he got and you hating, that just means you got a problem with yourself. You should see what he got and be like, I can have that too. Because Anton's a man. He's not a god. If it's anything
they
that he can
can't
do
get
and
what
you think that
Anton
you can't do
have.
it.
Man, you
If
giving
it's
them
any-
false hope, babe. I'm sorry. I'm
No.
being honest.
So Mont, hold on. I want to ask Mont this question. All right,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna keep entertaining. Sometimes I like to entertain it. We chilling. Mont, what do you think about the idea that men will start to have, or it'll start to become normalized that guys will have more than one wife? The idea of it.
The idea of it, like if I think it's realistic, if I think that it's positive, if I think that, what do you mean?
Do you think that that's going to be normalized?
Like the majority of guys, or you just thinking like the top 10%?
I just think that it's going to be coming. You know how it's normal for, I mean, everything is becoming more normalized. I think like everything is becoming more open. Things are starting to be more talked about. I don't think it's going to be weird for people to see somebody have more than one wife and be like, oh, okay. I just think it's going to be normal.
You know, I do think it's becoming more normal. I think it's becoming more, yeah. Not to the, I don't know to what extent. I do think it's more normal than it has been. It's probably going to continue to get more normal. But also a lot of men can't really, they're not them type of guys that can really get several women to be their wife. I am one of them people who do think you should have a little bit of money to do that. But some men do it and they broke. But I think you should have a little bit of money if you're going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting.
You definitely need money. I mean, people act like money is like a bad thing, but whatever the resource is at the time, and for our time, it's dollars, money, whatever. You need it. You need it to survive. So what? I don't understand what the problem is. And then two, with women, you're definitely going to need it because you're going to if you're starting families anyway. I don't see the problem.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It is. They do say it's a lot of women starting to make a lot of money. I don't know what the stats is, but you hear it all the time. Women are starting to become more educated than men. They starting to outpace men in home ownership. You know, single men and single women.
I don't believe that, Mont.
You think it's
No,
nonsense?
they're getting more homes, but they're also getting more foreclosures.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
they
would say
probably
that's
more.
not
Yeah.
good necessarily because they can't
All of the
keep up.
people that I see complaining about student loan repayments are women.
Student loan repayments.
Hmm.
I mean, that makes sense, and that's what I always say. That's
Yeah,
part of
they
the
don't
reason
want to go on
why
a
I say
pool.
we need to stop pushing higher
Fucking
education so much. You
diabolical.
know, because we're really just creating a lower class of people because you're just taking on all this debt to get this education that you so-called need. You know, and so then what happens once you have your piece of paper and it's time to pay these people back?
Yeah, I thought that's a lot of them saying they just not gonna pay their student loans back. A lot of them just had it in forbearance or it's just been in default. But now they're starting to say, well, it's going to affect your credit rating and we're going to garnish you if you don't pay your student loan back. So I think that all of this, we the most and we the best and we running it up. I think that shit about to come to an end. I
Anton, have
don't,
you ever had bad credit?
yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't know. I don't know if it's gonna come to an end, especially if these girls keep going through college. I don't think so. I don't.
Some of them are going
Women
to
are
go to
getting
college
very,
themselves.
they're getting very masculinized and they think it's empowerment. So how do you make women who feel empowered by doing all of these things? How do you convince them that it's not in their best interest?
I think life gonna
These
convince them that.
colleges are pumping out feminist men, feminist women.
Yeah, but
But they're
once
pumping
you get
out women
out,
with debt, and it starts to affect your
yeah,
It doesn't
score, and
matter though, like, and you
it
got to
does
think like
now.
the 18, 19, 20-year-olds in college, how do you convince them when
They're
they
going to be
haven't even
able to
been through
see
nothing
it
in life to see that that's not what's best for them?
when they start seeing women who can't get houses and they can't get cars and they can't get all these other things because they have all this student loan debt that they can't pay for. Then it's like, okay, well, I'm going to have to figure out something else because I don't want to go down that route. They're going to figure it out. Like
You
it's
think I don't see women becoming increasingly more independent and not going to college because they kind of correlate.
I don't think that Molly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just don't believe that a lot of these women I don't think that women are happy working their ass off and having to use their own resources in order to pay their own bills. I think that
I
they
don't
are
think so
choking.
either, but with the dating market so trash, like I don't know what some of these women.
Why don't their parents or mother, if they don't have both parents, just tell them to stay home?
Because they getting kicked
well,
out, it's
their
too
parents can't
Yeah,
afford it
expensive.
either.
these
They
parents in
can't
competition
afford
with their
it.
kids.
They
Because
are.
they want to be able to get their cheeks clapped without their parents knowing.
But I think that Anton is right, and that women
Both
don't,
men and
by and
women.
large, want to go and work and hustle like that, and that's how all of these women are going to end up
I
in
have
these
n-
polyamorous relationships.
I have never
Like
in my life.
knowingly in these relationships are like
Knowingly.
Yeah, no, I don't understand. Just stay home.
I think society is too far gone. I don't see us going back to old traditional values. I honestly think it's on its way out.
Just burn it up and start over. Like,
I don't think I don't
No,
think
I
people want to
think
stay home. That's not
people are
glamorous.
gonna get so hypersexualized to where they probably just start becoming asexual and stop dealing with other people altogether and just focus on whatever they're focusing on. I don't see women not
what's
going to
asexual, Molly?
college
What does that mean, Molly?
when you just kind of just turned off from dating, sex. all that stuff. I don't know. I just don't see it like that. And then you got women from other cultures who come over here to go to school too. So now women are prioritizing education because they don't feel like the men are dependable or the men are gay. Sorry to say it. Y'all hate that. But I mean,
Well, in a minute, these other women from these other countries won't even be able to get in here. So there's that.
I don't know. If they want to come
If I
and work and
time
go to
you out,
school,
if I time you out or I ban you in a chat for I'll time you out for spam in the chat. Don't copy and paste it 300 times, y'all. All right, you messing up the flow of the chat. If I ban you, that means you said some shit that's crazy disrespectful to somebody else, not even me, to somebody else on the chat, on the panel. Now, I shouldn't have to tell y'all this because on after hours, I kind of let everything slide and everybody do what they want to do. But y'all have to understand that if you get timed out, right, or you get banned, all of the chats that you put up before it disappears. So it's almost like you never existed. So, you know what I'm saying? Have your opinion, talk shit, whatever, but don't get crazy on other people and disrespectful. Then you're gonna never exist. It's dumb. It's very dumb. Be grown. Be adults. All right. All right. Go ahead. Y'all can continue. Just had to make an announcement. Well, let me read the super chats. Let me read some of the super chats. Mr. Robinson, continue from the last super chat. Shout out to you. I don't know if I adopted the same ideology from my father. I myself to be a one-woman man. I'm not opposed to seeing that how I grew up that way. He a one-woman man. He's letting it be known out there. Lions Den Dan says, I'm good. One wife is enough. It's hard to even find one. That's because y'all looking. Lions Den Dan says, don't spend a dime on a dime, only your wife. Frank T says, if 2025 women were a stock, there would be a horrible investment. They sell a physical product that's losing value daily. Nalani says, that's likely why rich men are stingy. If you're willing to measure any man by how much he makes, then a love respect is not a real one. Once the less stingy rich man comes around, you'll leave the stingy one in a heartbeat. High Tolerance says, from what I've seen, most women will be cool holding the 2 or 3 spot, even possibly the 4. Having an all access is a long shot. Devastator says, here's my last 150, Molly. Just Chris complains about baby weight unless it all goes to her backside. Then it's she got ass though.
Facts.
Carmela says, I've said this before. I'm a widow. God bless me with a wonderful, God-fearing, and faithful husband. I know what I lost, how I was treated. I can never settle for less or share. I guess that kind of love marriage is rare. Shout out to you and shout out to my condolences. Faye TV says, shout out to my bro Mont. Love his insight and hope he's on panels more. Yeah, Mont be trying to be MIA, bro. That's what it is, bro. I'm only medium dusty, AD.
Facts.
Medium.
Margaret J says, man to man, how much is considered high value per year? That's a good question. I'm gonna come back to that. AD talk that shit, my nigga. Shit's motivating. Shout out to MP. And believe it or not, I get motivated by other people. If you're going to stun on me, at least do it in a Versace robe. Come on, Mr. Daniels. We flash money, take your bitch, and ask you what now. Then they want to crash out, and then that's when you got to use it. And that's when you got to have your security put them on. Hey man, use their head to open up that door right there. Time Dog gonna twist his meme up like a pretzel. Mima, no. Man, Time, stop disrespecting essential workers. I just be
facts.
Put the fries.
Fucking facts.
Anton is my Mr. Stark. High Tolerance says, oh man, if y'all don't put the goddamn fries in the bag, I'm gonna get an immigrant over here to do that shit. All gas, no brakes. AD, same ninjas in the chat. Pulling off in traffic, mad at the world. Pulling off slow as hell. Got all of that black smoke going out the back of the car. Passenger riding with a chick in the Kia. Knowing the engine about to blow. I choose you. Wave about to humble a lot of big mouth niggas. Practice humility before it's too late. My dog Fry Brown says, shout out to my boy Mon. I was holding you down in the comments a few weeks ago on the Q show, bro. Hashtag team multiple baby mamas.
Appreciate
All right, this is a good question. Because I think that the number obviously changed. We got inflation and stuff like that. Let me see where it was.
I don't
How
think
much
it's a
is
number.
how much is enough? How much do you have to have? Obviously, we know that being a high value man, is more to it, right? Obviously, there's additional things that goes along with being a high value man. However, I think the question is a good question, considering that everybody got a different thing. People acting like certain amounts ain't the same as what it used to be. How much does a man have to make in order to be a high value man, in your opinion?
Well, I think you gotta first differentiate wealth between income. I don't know if everybody understands that.
That's
So are
true.
you talking about income or are you talking about wealth?
His question was, man to man, how much is considered a high value man per year?
Per
Per year?
year.
He talking about
And
income.
it's so much. It's so much like perspective. There's so many levels to this. Because obviously, like I can make as much money in a month that certain people can't fathom. Then Anton might make a certain amount of money in a month that I can't fathom. Or and then Bill Gates, and like it's so many levels to this. There's so many doors that certain people can't get in that other people can get in. But I guess in a general sense, a realistic sense, it used to be like just 100,000, but that's no.
It used to be six figures.
I would say 500,000 at
I think
least.
it's still six figures. I just think it's higher than
High six figures.
100,000.
Higher than
I don't
about
know.
$170 or up.
I think
200.
500,000.
I think a man can make about 80K and still be a high value. Well, I don't even like the word high value. That's dumb.
Well, he said a
But
year. This is strictly
80K
money, not
about a
his moral.
year.
Living
No,
where?
I'm just saying, huh?
Is he living on his
Living
own?
where?
Well, I mean, because the point is, you could make a lot of money and be completely terrible with money. You can't keep money,
That's
and you
true.
could
But you
not
said
make
but you said
six
80K
figures or
though.
more,
Hold on,
but you can
let
be
her,
you can manage it well. You know how to invest it well. So, you know what I mean? Do you know how many millionaires go broke? Like that doesn't mean anything a year. Just that I don't think making a certain amount a year makes you high value
Well,
because
that
some
wasn't the
men can't
question
keep
though.
it.
Well, eventually that person who is managing well and investing well, they will become that at a certain point. It's just a gradual climb, but eventually they'll be making that money.
But the question was how much to be a high, not what is a high value man. So we're
We
literally
gotta
just talking
define high
about the.
value. We gotta define
Well,
I'm
high
just
value.
saying, I don't
that's a whole
know.
nother
let's
thing.
I gave
Shit.
a
be on the
number though.
finance
I said
part.
80K. You could
So
still be.
Molly's answer is 80. Mont said a half a M per year. Q Diddy,
Quarter 250.
250, quarter million, says Q Diddy. And obviously, we know it's a lot of intangibles. How you spend it, whether you got a lot of debt, but we're just gonna stay surface level. Kim,
I think I'll go with 300.
okay.
I
Mika,
think I want. I think I want to drop mine lower too.
I say 2K.
He said I changed my
200K.
mind.
I think I want to go to because I was just thinking like, what would
Yeah.
I consider a man that make good money? But I do think if you making 200 to 300K, and you doing well for yourself, you you got your where you stay, you got a nice spot, it's clean, you got your car or your couple cars, and you can take a woman wherever she want to eat. You can live comfortably. I think that's enough.
I agree.
I'm
yeah,
thinking about, like your house. Like what kind of house are you getting for 200,000?
Well, if your income
Make
is
200,000 a year,
200,
then you're getting a pretty big house
if your income is 200 to 300,000 a year, you would qualify
for a
probably
million.
technically for
Right. You're gonna qualify for
$1
something
million
nice, but
house.
what can you afford?
A
that's true
million.
too. That's true too.
You can afford.
Well,
He
she's
might not,
asking questions. I think it's a fair question.
he might
Well,
not want a
I
house.
think that
Maybe
would
he want
depend on where you
a
live
condo.
because um, there are houses here in Maryland that me personally, I don't think should be a day over 90K, and they're
Right.
like 400,000.
Right.
So
And that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at what used to be, let's say even in 2020, 300,000 is now 550, you know, and up. So it's just like, okay, we're just looking at just house alone. And so high value, I mean, high value is
I
not
think it
better
depends
than that.
on. I think it depends on. So yeah, that becomes circumstantial, right? Because I think that a guy that lives in $1 million, $2 million, $3 million house that is paying a mortgage on it is much different than a guy that lives in a $500,000-$600,000 house. And obviously, we know that different areas is different, right? But in general, it's much different than a guy that lives in a $500,000-$600,000 house,
And
but
it's
he don't
paid off.
have no mortgage, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I
So
was gonna
it's
say.
different.
Because some men can make 6 figures and still be living paycheck to paycheck. So I don't think the money
Well,
even makes you high
You can
value.
you
There
can
are a
make
lot of
millions
6 figure
and you live
earners.
paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, it's a
well,
lot of
then
people who live paycheck to paycheck who you would think would be wealthy, but they're paycheck to paycheck.
and then you have to think about again where you live because I've seen the houses in California, and some of
Bro,
those are $1 million
that
houses,
$1 million
and
And
I
they're
shack.
can fit like
small.
3 of those in my house.
Right.
But
Right.
that's why I said it depends on where you live,
Yeah.
right? So,
That's
like,
crazy.
it's not uncommon for like regular in certain areas of Miami could be two, three, $4,000 a month for a place that's a 1 or 2 bedroom, right? But then there's places that you could basically get for 50,000 or 60 or $70,000 a month. So it depends. It depends on where you are. It depends on where you want to live, and it depends on how you stunt. But my point is just that um, if we just doing it on a basic level, for me, I think that $250,000 in the right area per year um, is probably considered high value.
Oklahoma's super cheap. Just saying.
A certain amount of money gives you access to pretty much anything that you would need. You gives you access to pretty much date any woman for the most part
Yeah.
in the realm of regular. It probably gives you access to really drive any car that you want. Like you can have a Range Rover, a Mercedes,
Yeah, that's
and live in
cheap,
a nice
dude.
little condo. So
Yeah, because I was gonna say after a certain amount, right? Even in the 6 figures, after a certain amount, what really can't you do?
That's what I
a lot
was
you can't
thinking. Like,
do.
what's the difference between like 250 and 300? Like, there ain't really a big difference.
So they're the same, but it's a lot you can't do. Like
Yeah,
What
but
you
they used
mean?
to say 6 figures, right?
Yeah,
That's
they
a big
did. Yeah.
gap because you're talking about the
Yo,
difference between $100,000 a year and
109.
900,000.
250. Yeah. 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 You're right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So 6 figures is a big gap, or it's a wide range. But you know, I think that once a guy start making, if you can ever as a man, and I'm just being 100% real with you, if you ever get to the point in your life where you can make, if you can clear 40,000 a month, the world is yours, bro. And I know that that's a big number. It's a big number. If you can clear 40 bands a month at some point in your life, everything is going to change. Everything.
depends on how you manage it though. And like, are we talking about a
Don't
man with
matter how you
kids?
manage your mind.
What about with kids?
It's hard to trick off 40K a
They don't
month,
cost
bro.
that much.
Shit.
I mean, I could do it, but I'm just saying, like,
I mean, that's
40K?
it takes
technically a
dedication
half
to
a
just throw it
million.
all away.
Think about it from this
That's like
perspective.
a $500,000.
If you spend 40, if you can make 40,000 a month, right? If you can clear 40,000 a month, when you first really start to get to that point, if it's new to you, your first year and a half,
You're gonna do
you're
some
gonna be
dumb
tripping
shit.
anyway.
You're gonna do some dumb shit.
You got to get it out your system, right? So
Mhm.
you're gonna be doing the stuff for the kids, and you might be, take a couple vacations or 2 or 3 or 4 vacations or whatever, right? You may get the cars. After the first year of you getting that under your belt and getting your beak wet, you're gonna settle into yourself, and that's when chances are you'll probably increase it a little bit more at that point. But my point is that at that point, let's say in that first year, let's say you trick it off that month, you're going to get another 40 and another 40 and another 40. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna it's like an NFL player when they first get into the league and they first start making money. They usually trick off their first contract. If they lucky enough to get a second contract, that's when they start really doing some shit. That's when you pay off all of the debt, you clear up all of the stuff, and then that's when you start to fit. But you can make something shake. You could really make something shake at 30 to 40,000 a month. As a man, if you get to that point and you can clear that, and again, I know it's a high number, but shoot for that shit. Shoot for it because you will absolutely, because now you talking about the kids ain't got to worry about going to college and taking out no student loans. You know what I'm saying? You talking about being able to figure out, okay, you know what? Maybe I do want to do this business. I want to do that business. Now you can make some moves. And if you ever shoot to that point and you can get to it, and again, how to get there is a completely different conversation. But as a man, if you ever shoot to that and you get to that point, you're gonna really make some shit shake. Real talk.
Yeah, you're correct. It's just like once you get there, you start to incur. Most people are going to start to incur more bills. They're going to start to upgrade their lifestyle. And then you're going to get in this hamster wheel of like, okay, I got to make 60 a month now. I got to make 70. It just depends on how long is it going to take you to smarten up, which is different for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're talking about a clean 40K a month and you got a plan, oh yeah, you can take that sky high, start investing in some.
You can do some stuff, bro.
You can trick that off and do some dumb shit and be fine.
You can get you a little condo. Now you spending 10K a month.
Well, think about it like this, right?
Where do you live
Think
at?
about
What
it like
state you live
this.
in?
At 40,
I'm in PA.
let's say at 40, you clear 40, right? And again, I know it's a big number, but I think that y'all should really, everybody that's watching this right now should shoot for it. Let's say you clear 40, and now a month, and you ain't got no debt now because you got that shit paid off. You got the capacity to just kill your student loans in 1 or 2 months. You got the capacity to kill your credit card debt in a month. You got the capacity to really do some shit, right? Now, nothing is so far-fetched. Because anything you want, you literally can buy it. Anything.
There's nothing like paying off a car and you ain't got to pay that monthly no more.
But that's why I said because that's like 480, 500. So that's why I said, even with 6 figures, after a while, what can't you do?
Well, Inside, you talking about 40 after tax take home? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Like think about it. Even if you buy a car, whether you finance it or you pay it cash, what's the amount that you can't afford?
Right.
What can't you get? There is no bank that will not give you whatever you want, and they see that you got 40 going in your account every single month.
Shit, minimum. You got 15, they gonna give you anything to fuck you on.
Your card is just gonna be metal.
I agree.
There's nothing that you can't buy. There's nothing that you cannot buy. There's nothing that nowhere you can't go. You don't know what it feels like to put your family, you know what I'm saying, on a fucking flight and you spend $10,000 for a ticket. That shit don't mean nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? It's no piece of equipment that you got a budget for. There's no emergency that you're going to worry about. After you get it out of your system and you start clearing shit, I'm going to be honest with you. You just going to start stacking. All you're going to do is start stacking because it ain't nothing that you can't buy. You're literally just going to stack. You're going to stack like crazy. And I know like a lot of people will say, man, but that most people, dog, you can't think like most people. First thing that people got to do, I ain't going to get into that shit. I ain't gonna get it because that's gonna be a long conversation.
Honestly, Anton, I don't think it's that hard to get there either. I think a lot of people just got bad habits with their money. If you
It's not hard to get where.
consistently investing, you consistently just investing but every month you invest in everybody should be buying real estate. Like if you got a job and your credit's not crazy, buy some real estate. You can get it. You'll get
That's
it. Get it
bad
every year.
advice. Everybody shouldn't do that. Come on.
Yeah, they probably can't
Yeah.
afford it. And property
Come on, like,
taxes.
I get the
It
premise
ain't for
behind it, but
everybody.
Yo,
it ain't
get
for
into some real
everybody,
unless you just not very smart. Get some real estate under your belt. Get a tenant in there. Like just do it.
But you
I
have to
think
be able to
have,
afford everything. It's not as
You
easy
got to
as
be
just
able to
putting a
afford it. You
tenant
got
in
to be able to
something.
buy a
afford a
house
nigga
that you
that ain't
can't
paying
afford.
rent month to
You
month.
got
You
to
got
make
to
sure you're
float
not
the
a
bill. They ain't got
slumlord.
it.
Listen,
or you can
I'm not
do,
telling you to buy something you can't afford. Get a
But
house,
a lot of
you know,
people
what is it?
do.
House hack, live inside the
A lot
house,
of
rent
people
out the
take
other
out a
part.
mortgage, put somebody in there, and then they're stuck.
or you can do, or you can do, land. So my grandmother willed me land, and I lease it. I lease it to the state of Maryland. It's up by the Eastern Shore,
That's
and they
different
put whatever
though.
on it.
That might be a little bit more risky because that probably takes buying land. You definitely need
No,
somebody who
no, I own the land, and I allow the state, the county,
yeah.
to build on it.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea because you have the land already.
Yeah,
But as
you
Mhm.
far
give it to
as
you didn't. Yeah.
using the land as an investment, just buying a piece of land and you don't necessarily have a solid plan or maybe the state don't want to lease it from you. You
Well,
could clean
that's why if you do buy land, of course, you need to look at where it is, up and coming areas and things like that. Like that, you'll have to get into now the specifics of the actual cities and their plans and where they're going and all that other good stuff. But it's different than having to take care of a whole property.
Yeah.
Because I
That's
don't
true.
I don't have to do anything with it.
Yeah.
The
You
Yeah,
fastest,
you're
gotta live
fastest
somewhere.
way for people to get rich is you got to figure out how to offer a service. You got to, if you can figure out how to
It's a
solve for a
problem.
problem, you got to
Mhm.
find a problem and you got to solve for it. And most of the time, you don't have to be innovative in it. You got to figure out how to. All right. So I'm going to tell you how I made my first app. My first app came during the mixtape era, right? And what a lot of people was so focused on was they were so focused on being consumers. They were not focused on the user experience. So what I tell people a lot of times is it doesn't matter if it's e-commerce, it doesn't matter if it's content creation, it doesn't matter if it's a business that you start. You have to figure out how to solve for a problem that another business goes into. So when I go into a place, right, the first thing that I think about is why are they doing it that way? Or why is this taking so long? Or why is this happening? The problem that you're solving may not even have to be create a whole nother business, but most of the time you can recreate whatever it is that they're doing and doing it better. So, for example, when I created my first app that I wound up selling, the goal was to make a better experience than what they were offering to people. So, one of the things that I seen in the early mixtape days was you had to, because it was very much leapfrogging off of first moving into the digital era. Most of the time, you had to download the album. So, what most mixtape sites were offering at that time was they were offering for you to download the mixtape, right? And then you then start to stream it for whatever it is that you put it on or whatever your device is. You're supposed to reformat it and it went into iTunes or went into whatever it is that you was doing. What I realized was that was a horrible experience at that time, and this was the early 2000s. And so the most ideal experience was to figure out how to stream it straight from the platform itself so that people didn't have to worry about storage issues on whatever devices that they wind up streaming it to, because it wasn't like it is today. It wasn't cloud-based to where people could stream it from multiple different platforms, but you go into the site or you using the application to actually stream it from the app itself, and then you made all of your money off of the advertisements. You made all of your money off of AdSense. You made all of your money off of those type of things, right? So when other platforms start seeing it, they were too big to change so fast. because they were bloated, right? They were so focused on putting out content versus creating a better experience. So that's when you then sell the platform, because you already seen it wasn't going to last that long. Once Drake dropped, if you're reading this, it's too late, because originally that album, that The Weeknd, all of that shit, they was pushing that shit out the mixtapes. That's how Weeknd got big. But they pushed it out to all of us. They pushed it out to me. They pushed it out to I Knew Hip Hop. They pushed it out to Swift. They pushed it out to everybody. It was another one that was big too, or it was like middling. But once If You're Reading This, It's Too Late came out, and the label fucking snatched that shit off of the mixtapes and started selling it, you knew it was over. When Drake came out, I knew the mixtape era was over, because Room for Improvement, all of that shit started. They started moving that shit away from the platforms and giving it for free, and they started actually selling it, right? Because that was the way that, like, when Chris Brown went cold and then he started dropping mixtapes, all of that shit that he was doing with Kevin McCall, all of that shit that he was doing that by pushing it out to the people. That's how he got hot again, because he was putting great music out. He was putting it out for free. And all of the artists realized they stopped fucking with the labels and they only started focusing on touring, right? So the goal was to offer a service. You figure out how to do something better than what people are doing, and then people automatically start navigating over into it. So the point that I'm making is, it doesn't matter if it's a physical product, it don't matter what it is. If you can see something that needs to change, or it needs to be a completely different service, or you can see a better experience for people, or you can offer up a way for people to do things easier, fixing a problem is the way that you get rich. If you can create a better experience, if you can create, even when it comes to content creation, I don't look at content creation from the same lens as everybody else. I look at content creation and I say, okay, wait a minute. I see him doing this over here. I see them doing this over here. But why would people want to go and look at this when the experience of it is trash, right? Then I start comparing it to what it is that they're doing on the major networks. And I say, okay, you take this and you pull this out, you take this and you pull this out, you put it together, and then you create a much better experience. What does that look like to the people? If you're presenting them with this, and then you also putting your spin on it, or you giving a more realistic view instead of this stuffy way that the regular CNN is using, you take the realistic aspect of it, or what a streamer does, you combine it with whatever it is they're doing from the news perspective. What does that look like when the people start to get a hold of it, and do they embrace that? And so I'm always trying shit. I'm always moving stuff over. I'm always bringing different people in. I'm always trying to figure out how it is that I can create a next experience. I'm always trying to figure out where the industry is going, instead of staying the same thing that other people have been doing for a long time. So you're effectively always got the mindset that you're solving for a problem. And that is the way that you always, when you help people, when you add value into their life, when you keep eyeballs on you, I don't give a fuck about crashing out. Everybody, for example, is so concerned about how other people feel about them. I figured out a long time ago that crashing out selectively, or giving them pieces of my life that is controversial, that they may not necessarily agree with, is the thing that then also keeps them invested in what my story is going to be. So I'm okay with being an open book, because I also understand that people are trying to figure out, what the fuck are you about to do next? They have no clue about what me and Molly's relationship is, or what me and Kim's relationship is, or what me and Mika's relationship is, or how Q Diddy is tied up with Kim, or whatever, so on and so. They have no fucking clue. They're gonna try to figure it out every single time that we stream. They have no fucking clue.
I'm not tied up with Kim.
How do we know?
Because I told you, nigga.
What you saying? You don't want to be tied up with me?
Nope.
So my point is that if you learn how to solve a problem, which then is the real, stop fucking trying to sell a t-shirt. Stop fucking trying to do what everybody else is doing. Figure out what your niche is. Figure out what you're good at. Leverage that, solve for a problem, and that is the way that you're going to get rich. It's the way you're going to get rich. I promise you. I promise you. Whatever business that you create, you can do e-commerce and white label that shit. A lot of these e-commerce, think about all of the people that's selling products on TikTok, right? Just right off the top of my head. Think of all of the people that are selling products on TikTok. And a lot of people are looking at it from the content creator's perspective and they saying, man, I could sell this on TikTok, or if I create the TikTok shop. I don't think like that. I be thinking to myself, well, wait a minute. Who the motherfucker that's putting the product together that's getting them to sell it on the TikTok shop and giving them a percentage of the profits? He not even doing no work. All he did was the logistics. He put the product together. He found the content creator to go and pitch it on TikTok shop, right? He found a product that then changes the perspective. He got a motherfucker. All of these people is pitching it on TikTok shop because they know that they're going to make some money off of it, but they only getting a small percentage of whatever it takes for him to distribute it.
Mm-hmm.
Right off the top of my head, I just think like that. I'm like, wait a minute. If they doing all of the work and they selling all of this shit on TikTok shop, who the motherfucker that's on the other side of it that's giving a product for them to pitch it in the first place? They're not even doing no work. All they worried about is logistics and getting the product out.
Yeah. You know, Anton, I think what I've found is that this is a lot harder for typical people than we think it is. Cause like I consider myself a problem solver. I think you're a problem solver, but the amount of people who try to buy things and sell them or try to get into these businesses and then realize that they just don't have the natural skill set to really identify what people want, but they think they do. You know, they think, oh, I like this person will like it, and they just end up like kind of like they end up quitting. And I think that's another piece is that when it comes to business in general, you're going to get to a certain point where you're losing money. And you may start that way, but you have to stick it out. And if you don't stick it out, you just go back to what you was doing, and but you're going to go through a phase where it's just turbulence. And if you can't handle that, which most people, I think they can't handle that, they're like, oh, I just lost some money, forget about this.
Yeah.
That's just a part, losing that money and then figuring out how to get it back.
It's so, listen, it's so much money. It is so much money out here, bro. Like, that's why I flew down to Atlanta. Aristotle had DM me, hit me up, and we had been talking for a while. And he was like, man, we need to sit down, bro. And I said, bet. I'll be there on Wednesday. And he was like, bet. I flew down to fucking Atlanta. Like, yo, what's the dog? We came up with so many fucking ideas. He gave me some stuff. I gave him some stuff. And we was like, damn, dog, together, like not even on no visible shit. Fuck the content. We was just talking pure business, pure money behind the scenes. We're like, man, together, well, what it is that you just gave me? And I'm like, dog, well, what you just gave me, man, I'm about to tear the frame out this bitch. And turn around. Flew there Wednesday, came back on Thursday. I want to kick it. I want you to tell me what it is that I want to know. And he was the same way. But again, you gotta have a mindset. If you don't believe it, you'll never invest in yourself. People don't actually invest in themselves. They don't want to actually level up so that they can get the job, so that they can get the funding. Your biggest asset is you. You go and invest in yourself. You be able to get the platforms. I mean, the education that then puts you in a position to make a lot of money so that you can then invest in your business. When you have the opportunity, you can blow. You wouldn't believe how many times people come up with good ideas and that shit just die because they trying to look for somebody to invest in their business because they not ready. They not ready. They got this lifestyle that they trying to support so that motherfuckers can try to be impressed with them. They don't have the capital because they still trying to keep up with the Joneses. And now they trying to get another nigga to invest in them and take half of their shit so that they could possibly get this idea off the ground that they can't get up and get off running off the ground as soon as they come up with the idea because they don't have the capital because they never invested in themselves.
Anton, what do you say about content creators that don't change their platform or try to upgrade their content ever? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It depends on what their niche is. There's some people that stay the same forever, and that works for them, and their audience rock with them, and they just gonna keep going. And they just, I mean, look at Alvin and Preach. They still on that creaky ass floor. They still doing the shit that they do. And the motherfuckers, they just staying authentic to who they are and they evolving, right? So it depends on the platform. It depends on who your competition is, and it depends on what you're trying to do. It's another content creator that I like. His name is Jamari. And he does commentary and talks about different things that's happening in popular culture. And he's still sitting in that same room. And he's still chilling and he killing it. You know, it just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. It depends on who your competition is, and it depends on what your niche is. So I don't think that it always has to result in you upgrading your platform, but I think that you need to upgrade in the intangibles that give you a better experience to your listeners and the people that rock with you.
You know what I noticed though? I noticed that a lot of women don't invest in anything though.
No, that's
I,
right.
I noticed that a lot of
They
the
don't
female
know. They
content
don't know.
even some of the bigger ones.
So they don't invest in themselves.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It'd be the same.
Do they have to? Do they have to though? If they're pretty.
A lot of people saying that. I wouldn't think that, you know, I study everything and everybody. I am very much aware of everything that's going on in all of the different sectors. There are movie review channels that's killing this shit. There are people that have panels that talk about the latest sci-fi stuff that's killing this shit. There are people that, you know what I'm saying, that only do upgrades and mods on their cars that's killing this shit. There are people that only do crime channels to talk about and review what is happening from body cam footage that is killing this shit. There's people that listen, it's so much happening. It's too much happening. Too much happening. But everybody is only looking in this small lens and in this small space and in these small businesses. If you get a black person some money, the first thing that they're gonna do is try to open up a restaurant or a t-shirt shop. That's all the fuck we know.
And the crazy thing is,
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, but let's not be limited to. Because it's a motherfucker that's out here selling toasters and he killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's somebody that come up with a great design to be able to manufacture hand rags that's killing it.
You know what I think, Anton? I think people should find somebody who they believe in and go in with them. Because everybody don't got the ideas. But I think if somebody's like, yo, I'm willing to work, but I believe in you, I believe in your ideas, I'm willing to work. Let's do this together.
Yeah.
Like, what do you need from me? I think most people need to do that.
Yep, I agree.
I've noticed a lot of female content creators, they don't like to collaborate with each other. I don't know what that is.
Well, it's people that don't want to hear what I got to say, and I'm literally giving them the blueprint to how to get rich, and they'll get mad at me. But nigga, I don't like your Versace glasses. Nigga, I don't like your basement that you living in. Nigga, it smell like mildew. People, listen. There's thousands of people watching this right now or restreaming it. There's going to be probably 0.01% of the people that's listening to this that's going to execute on it. That's it. Everybody else is going to be like, man, that's crazy. And they're going to go back to doing the same shit that they was doing the next day. That's going to be the end of it. I can give away all of the ideas that I have inside of my head. I can talk about all of the game for the next 40 minutes, and it doesn't fucking matter because they're not going to execute on it, and everybody is still going to do the same shit that they was doing. Or they're going to tell us, they're going to sit there and tell me about how it's so hard and everybody not like that, or everybody don't want to be in that position. And that's going to be the end of their story. They're going to go back to the same thing that they was doing when they was doing it, and that's going to be the end of the conversation. It doesn't matter. That's why I don't care about saying stuff, because it ain't like people going to do it anyway. It don't make no difference.
The chat wants to know.
Just put the prize in the bag and then send me your bitch so I can fuck on her.
Jesus.
And we'll consider that payment rendered. Payment due, nigga. Payment rendered. Just send me your bitch, and then let me make her mouth feel good, and then I'll consider that payment rendered.
The chat wants to know if Mika ever says anything positive about women.
Mika loves
Yeah,
women.
I do. That's it.
You're like, period.
I think they overlook, or they look too deep into the fact that I also don't sugarcoat with women. That don't mean I hate them. I'm a woman.
It's a chick in the chat named Lady D. I want to fuck the shit out of her mouth.
What? What does she look like?
I don't know. She got this blue avatar.
Oh, hell no. She probably a tranny, bro.
She always talking though. What that mouth do?
Nah, I don't want to know.
She talk a lot. Her mouth gotta work good.
Jesus, dear heavens.
Gotta work great.
This is wild.
Gotta work great. What that mouth do? Talking too much. Probably don't know how to do nothing. Teeth probably be scratching you to fuck up.
You know what?
That's the fucking worst.
We're gonna train her though. We're gonna get her right.
That's wild.
What, you think this is the first time we'd have been scratched up by some teeth? We're gonna get you together. We're gonna get you together. That's the first time.
Like you, Mika. I need to go wherever Mika just went.
Don't fix that shit.
I'm having to get my face together.
I don't even try.
That's how you keep them from talking so much. Then they don't want to talk that much. What, you talking? Come here, let me talk to you for a second. See, Shannon Sharpe, he up there offering $25,000 per cheek. I don't do that shit.
What he do?
25K per cheek.
What you mean? What y'all talking about?
Shannon Sharpe.
So do you have 2 cheeks or 4?
Oh my God.
Don't worry about it. We own it, y'all.
See, Shannon Sharpe makes a lot of money. I would not consider him to what people say high value.
Why not?
Money don't make you high
busting
value.
down 19-year-olds on our fans.
What does make you high value?
See, I knew she was a
So is the problem that she's 19, or is that it's
spoke her up? She's so happy.
It's that he's engaging in prostitution is the problem.
I mean, everybody is to a certain extent. I mean, it's true. Like you have
talk that shit. Talk that shit,
Anton,
you're paying car notes, you're paying mortgages, you're paying all this stuff. I mean,
that's
why
not
did you
tricking,
get married?
Talk that
See, but
shit.
and then that's another thing, like with Shannon Sharpe though, because it's like men like him, I just don't understand it, especially when they're so pro-black and they just speak on the black community, but they sit there and they're wealthy and they transfer that wealth to other communities. So are you really that down for the black community, like you say?
So
Because
let's
you're
say he's
transferring majority of your wealth to white people, but you hate
But what
white
if he's
people,
transferring
but you're
wealth
giving
and
it to
he's
their
dogging
daughters.
her out? So is it okay if he's dogging a black woman out as long as he's giving her the money? Like, we don't know what's really going on.
I'm just saying he's a blackity black, and it's just perplexing that these two ladies coming out accusing you, and you're about to transfer your wealth to are white, but you want to talk about anyway.
I don't know. He just fucking them though,
And paying them. He's
the
not
price
just
has
having sex
gone
with
up.
them.
30K
He's paying
See
them.
that Lady D was having problems with her mouth. I knew it. And now she admitted it. That's because she be eating too much coochie.
Oh.
Wow.
The price has gone up. 40K per cheek.
Some other things.
Well, how much he said he was paying them girls? That girl.
He offered her 10 million
25K
to be
per
quiet.
cheek.
What that
Oh,
mean?
you talking about, yeah, like 10 million. But she wants more.
He wants 50 million.
I'm
So
sorry, you should
She ain't
take the
getting
I
you
that
just
should
don't
take
money.
the
like that when
statement.
black dudes crash out over white girls. Like
Mm.
you
When you
shouldn't just
say
be sitting there.
blackity
Like,
black,
cause he's like pandering. He's a
Mm.
panderer. He panders to the black community. I don't like that.
I
And then
don't
you
think he
look
do
down
it
on other
heavy
people.
though.
Yes, he does.
He could be doing it a lot more heavy than he do it.
He started off his statement saying they're trying to take down a black man. Like, yes, he
Oh, he said
does.
that to save his butt, but you know, it's just the
No,
angle
do
he
you
wants. He
listen to
want.
the stuff that he says?
I do, and I
So
don't.
I don't know how you.
And I think I listen closely, and I hear, and I see the opportunities he have to really like where other black men would take it and go in, like, and he don't really go in sometimes.
And he was bashing Candace Owens, talk about you're not a part
Thank
of this
you, Rob.
community. But how are you going to tell her she's not a part of the community when you're giving your money away to people that aren't in the community?
I'm trying to figure out why. Listen, this is the part that's so confusing to me. I don't understand why people like Shannon Sharpe and any of these guys are paying. They got
That's what
all
they
of the
do.
visibility, all of the
Nobody
clout
likes
in the
them.
world. Oh, it's
Don't say
but
somebody.
that.
just having money,
Nobody.
just even being in
Y'all
proximity to
think a
money
woman
will
really
bring
gonna
women
like
to
Shannon
you.
Sharpe for who
Are-
he is?
I think she will do what she needs to do, thinking that she can get some money out of it. She doesn't have to
Who?
like him.
My
Who?
Whoever.
phone bill is $450 because I got iPads too.
I don't understand how they
My
paying
phone bill's
because
high too.
they got all of the visibility and all of the clout. And the one thing that I know about women is that they want to be around these type of dudes. You do not have to pay. It's like, and not only is he paying an egregious amount of money.
Well,
I don't
she is an
understand.
OnlyFans
Anton, that's
girl.
not
She is
too
a
bad.
prostitute though,
25K per
so
cheek.
you have to pay
Yeah.
prostitutes.
I think it's that thing in time of like, so for example, you see how it's a lot of women who can get a lot of men, but they getting dogged out by one man, right? It's kind of like that same thing. Like I think Shannon, like them guys, they want who they want. You know, it's a lot of women probably lined up, but like he want who he want, and you gotta pay for it.
Mm-mm. No.
Maybe he thought he was buying silence.
Nope. That ain't how it work either.
Obviously not.
Apparently, the NDA didn't work either because she's still
Right.
talking.
Do y'all want to hear a
It's okay.
conspiracy? It's like conspiracy. It's conjecture, but you know, it's not nothing solid. But y'all know how Shannon Sharpe had a lot of gay allegations. Just people
Mhm.
thinking he was like sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's ironic that out of nowhere he been getting real freaky with the women this year. A lot of scandals.
I read that. Like he's trying to get people off the trail.
A lot of
I don't
scandals
think
this
that
year.
Shannon Sharpe is gay, bro.
You didn't hear that video
Dude,
get
he
leaked,
put his
Anton?
legs in his ass.
No,
What,
him
what
talking.
video
He
leak?
sent a message to his male stylist, basically making it sound like, "Come get this D."
I haven't seen it. I haven't heard that one.
Molly be making stuff up.
I'm not making it up.
I thought
Where's
you
it
said
at,
you
Molly?
did.
Play the
Somebody
vid.
said they heard
Play it,
it.
Molly. I want to hear this shit.
Y'all go search it. I'm not giving anybody free promo on Anton. If
And
you want to,
Yeah, we ain't
Anton,
gonna
this is
do it.
about Anton. Okay,
Anton, you got a
go
little
search
dog?
it.
I don't want to play. I don't want to play it on this platform either. You said what, Mont?
You got like a pocketbook dog in your house, like a little dog?
I don't got no animals.
What
in
them
here.
little
Yeah.
Shih Tzus or whatever they call it?
Yep, yeah.
I feel like
They always
men don't get little dogs. I just think it's
Yes,
just
I
something we
do.
don't do. Like we like.
big
I
dog.
think men like useful dogs. We'll
I
never have a
don't.
useful
That's
dog.
a fact.
I don't have no small dogs in my house.
If you were to get a dog, would it be a little dog or a big dog?
I wouldn't, because I think they like kids. You know what I'm saying? You got to put a lot into them in order to take care of them and stuff like that. And I don't want to deal with no shit like that. If I was to get a dog, it would have to be, I don't know, maybe a bull mastiff, or
That's my kid's dog.
it would have to be a bull mastiff, or maybe a Rottweiler.
That's a
or something
big.
like
Fuck
that.
that dog. No, that's
The
a
dog
big
would
ass
have to
dog.
have the ability to protect your family, right?
Yeah, what use is it if you're not doing that?
I don't think men get useless dogs. So I feel like Shannon Sharpe buying a $10,000 little pocket dog. I think that's
He
very
bought a
questionable.
$10,000 pocket dog.
Yeah, small little dog. I just don't think that's something that men do, and that's don't make him gay, but it's evidence that can pile on, other things.
But most people buy useless dogs. Like most people's dogs ain't protecting shit.
Well, they're
Most
calling
people's
Shannon
dogs,
Sharpe.
most people's dogs, you walk in the house, they fucking lick you to death.
Well,
like,
that's not
you mean?
well, for them.
No.
Into your
For
house.
them, it's not useless. It is a part of the family, right? So,
yeah, but you're buying something you have to take care of and you have to protect. I do think it's kind of crazy. Like kids grow up and
what's the difference between a woman?
So, real quick, like, so
you buying something that you gotta take care of and that you gotta protect, right?
Well, the difference between a woman is like she can give you box at the end of the day. So it's like,
but she's not gonna be quiet.
Depends on who you is.
Dog is gonna be
that little small dog just be
yapping. That's what I call yaps.
She gonna be quiet for me.
However, I bought a German Shepherd, so
yeah, I don't like little dogs, because they're useless. Like a kid, it's like a kid that never grows up. Like eventually, your kid will grow up and he can take care of you. He can take care of the family.
I think if you get those little dogs, you might as well get a cat.
What? No, they don't have the same temperament. Stop.
The cat can do what it needs to do on its own. I don't have to take it out.
Fuck you up too. A cat will say "fuck you" one day. I fucking hate cats.
I've never had a desire to buy a dog, because like I said, it just seemed like it was a lot of work to make sure that it was taken care of. So
it is.
You go out of town, you need a babysitter. You got grooming, all that. Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Would you date a woman with a dog?
I have, but I didn't like that shit.
Me either. I hated it.
Why? Dog hair?
Yeah.
No, she had a cane corso. It was a girl. She had a cane corso.
Oh no, they're overprotective.
Yeah, he was cool.
I just don't, because it's just like, I don't know, they treat them like little kids and it's a lot of work, it's a lot of maintenance, and I'm like, I remember I went over this chick's house, and she had a dog, and then I was kicking it with her and we was chilling.
It is your money.
And then she had to go and take the dog out and all of this shit, and I'm like, I was just looking like, that's a lot of work.
It's really annoying.
You wanted her to come over. She like, oh, I gotta leave because I gotta go walk the dog.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna let the dog out and all of this shit. And then the dog was like all up on the door because it had to use the bathroom. And I'm like, wait a minute, you got to deal with this every day? That means you got to come home. You have to come home every day.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is get a dog door built.
Girl, all kinds of stuff will be in your house.
For a cane corso, nigga?
No, I have a German Shepherd. I mean, my dog is huge.
You have a dog?
Mm-hmm. I got a German Shepherd.
I would
I don't know if you saw her, but she's come across the camera a couple times I was on.
Yeah, I seen him.
I have a German Shepherd too.
Yeah, right.
Huge.
He's outside.
Quinn does not have a German Shepherd, y'all.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Michael, you let your dog on the furniture?
That's his family dog.
Yeah, that's
when he grew up.
Molly, do you have a dog?
I used to.
His name's Axel.
Passed away. I'm a reptile. I have reptile.
That's fucking yeah. Of course you fucking do. Of course you fucking do.
I don't want nothing that I have to babysit or that I have to go out of my way to make sure that they're straight. So I'm straight, bro.
Mm-hmm. I love pets, but you have to have some level of independence.
No, it seemed like a lot of work dealing with it. It's like a child that can't really talk as much.
And I think if you don't really, a lot of people don't take the time to really train their dogs. They just have them, but a lot of people don't train them. And I'm somebody that I would want to my dog I want him obeying every command. So that's another thing. I'm not just going to have a lot of work,
bro.
It's a lot of work.
Send them somewhere. You just send them somewhere.
No. A lot of work, like still maintaining them and taking them out and giving them baths and getting them, taking them to the doctor. I seen a motherfucker dog had cancer. I said, wait a minute, what the hell is going on here?
That's because they're feeding them that processed food. Same thing that humans do.
Well, Anton, that's another thing. As a guy with money, you can outsource a lot of that.
Yep.
I don't want to. I'd rather get another car.
It's not that expensive.
It gotta be that expensive.
You'll pay more
It's
for
about that
oil
expensive.
change than a dog.
No, it's about that expensive.
Oh, my dog food is expensive.
That's what I'm saying.
Mine
just
not.
get a car.
When I cook
Because if you
steak,
have
I
somebody
just
walking
put
the
a
dog for you,
steak in his bowl.
You said what?
Coming, picking them up and taking them
When
to the
when I cook steak, I just throw it in my dog bowl.
Yeah, if I had a dog, he'd be eating steak.
I just chop up the chicken breast.
Of course you do.
Yeah. And you put rice with.
I was gonna say chicken and rice.
Yeah, I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't do it. It's a lot. It's a lot to it. But I mean, I guess that's I seen you, Fire Brown. I see what you said. I guess if that's a way to make sure that she's not staying over at night because she got to go home.
No, that's
right. She can call the dog.
Unless she got a dog door like me.
The door.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
You gotta have like a house to have a doggy door. So
yeah. She go out into the forest.
And if you get a dog,
appreciate that.
If you get a dog and you like staying in an apartment, for example, or something like that, got to pay extra.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Now that's stupid. Why do you have to pay extra?
Because they tearing stuff up.
They gonna fuck your shit up when you fucking leave.
For everybody else.
And then some people you can walk in people's houses or whatever and smell dog. Like nobody wants to smell that. And what if it's like a smoke?
Oh, that's because they don't clean. Okay, that's because they don't. When they clean, right? They're not actually deodorizing. And then why your dog should be clean?
Agreed.
I'd rather just get a car, another woman, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, another woman gonna cost you a lot more than that, though.
No, she not.
Keep it a buck, Anton. If you had another woman, how much you gonna give her a month? A woman that you care about,
per cheek.
How much you gonna give her a month?
What do you mean if I had another woman? What frame of question?
Just all the strength that, like, if you would have ever in any life, a second wife, how much would you, just out of your generosity, be giving her a month?
If I had a second wife, because that means that she really connected with me, right? That means that she like in my life. She would probably she would get a house. She'll have a place, and she would definitely have a car. And I mean, it wouldn't be a number. Her life would just be connected with mine.
That dog's starting to look a lot cheaper.
That's gonna cost.
But no, she would also work for me and work with me.
Yeah.
So the value, I would definitely have her adding value too. It wouldn't just be you just sitting there.
Yeah.
That's why I said she would have to be interconnected with what it is that I got going on. Like she would have to truly play a role in my businesses and the development of what it is that I got going on. Like Rita she oversees the entire property development company that I have. I could literally read you all of the text messages that she sent me today. Hey, Robert is doing this. The contractor is doing this. Make sure that I'm about to cut a check to $8,000 in order to, pay half for the drywall people to come in next week. Like she goes and she actually does things that add value. I have women that's on my team that are part of the sales teams, right?
Yeah.
And they get in meetings and they doing the pitches and they setting it up to where, they integrated with my calendar and stuff like that. So the value that a woman brings is not just sitting at fucking home all day. Here's the thing. I figure out where they fit, what their talent is, what they love to do. And then usually they'll say, oh, I want to do this, or hey, let me take care of this, or whatever, so on and so forth. And so they just add value into my life.
Mm-hmm. I realized a little over a year ago that like I only want to hire women, middle-aged women to be exact. Like I only want to hire middle-aged women, and I just realized that one day. I got one that worked for me now, but I was in CVS, no, not CVS. I was in the Staples before, and as I was checking out, I was just buying a box. This lady, she was just trying to sell me on all this stuff.
They good.
I'm like, yo, you can't possibly like get paid enough to do this, but you just take pride in what you're doing. You just want to be a part of something.
You can't tell her that though. You can't tell her
Oh no, I was thinking that in my head.
Yeah, don't tell her that she don't get paid enough.
Oh yeah, no. This was the girl. This was the woman that I met.
Yeah,
she was trying to sell me on her son hoagie shop. She said, "Yo, my son sell hoagies. This is the address. You know, this is the best hoagies in the city. Go over here, tell him I sent you." And she was trying to get me to sign up for the extra card at the. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, okay.
So why middle-aged women specifically?
And so specifically, I think that the one that I have that work for me now, she's so passionate. She just goes the extra mile, and she don't have to. Like I wouldn't if I was in her position. I wouldn't be doing that. No, she goes the extra mile.
But that woman must believe in what you're doing.
I got my eye on somebody that's on the panel right now. I'm like, man, I think that they could add way more value into my life than Quinn. Why you get off camera, Quinn? I'm serious.
Quentin is so stupid. Come back, Quentin. Come back, skinny man.
And Kimmy, I think I can trust them a little bit more too at that age.
Because I think that they could be a lot more. I think that they're underutilized. I think that they underutilized, and I'm like, man, ain't no way in the world that they satisfied being underutilized in a way that they doing in their regular life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I can't say their name because niggas be acting extra in the chat and shit.
Quentin, are you getting jealous?
I know what you're talking about.
Jealous of what? I know Kim for 18 years, nigga. Fuck you mean?
How you know it's Kim?
I didn't say I was talking to Molly.
How do y'all know it's Kim? How you know it's not Mika? How you know it's not Molly?
I know whoever it is. I
have a girl text me about you, man. Some girl asked me, "Are you?"
Y'all know it's not Mika. How you know it's not Molly?
Not sister wife.
Y'all don't know.
25,000 per cheek.
And I got 4.
Where does y'all get 4 cheeks from? Oh, you talking about your page, nigga? I'm like, what do y'all keep saying 4 for?
This nigga's so slow.
I am. I'm slow as hell. I ain't even gonna front. I could have just not said nothing and act like I knew what the fuck y'all was talking about now.
But now you know for real, so that's better.
It's I already oversee all of the DoorDash spending. That's my job.
I need to log on to the YouTube stuff.
What do you mean?
He trying to see the back end.
I need the special log on to the stuff. Whatever Mika got, I needed to the stuff.
Excuse me. What?
He talked about this, Mika. Don't stop back and clueless.
Okay, so see, you funny because a while ago when I said you talk to me on the phone, you doing all this deflecting that I don't talk to me. I don't know what y'all talking about now.
Well, that you said I gossip. I don't because you said that I gossip. I don't gossip. I spit bars.
Call it what you want.
Yeah, you can't look at it from a numbers perspective. You just got to look at it from a lifestyle perspective. So,
what happened?
I know younger women would be looking at it from a numbers perspective.
I think that truly the most mysterious person. Who would y'all say is the most mysterious?
Molly.
You think that Molly is the most mysterious?
Nigga, the
I'm
amount
saying, I
of
don't
people
think you
who
can say that. You know stuff about me behind the
that's
scenes that.
but you're still mysterious.
Oh.
Well, like you're mysterious. Like I don't. You're the only
The
person
most
on the panel who
mysterious
talks to you on
one
the
on the
phone.
panel is Quentin.
No,
She
we
said
talking about the
woman,
women.
nigga.
Talking about the women.
It's,
The
it's
Ma,
chat
who
room
between
the
covering.
most mysterious person on here?
it's definitely between Micah and Kimmy. I'm sorry.
Kim and I.
It's between Micah and her because I think, and I'm
That's
gonna
Mika,
tell you
that's
what I
Mika.
think. What I think men see. I think men see Micah, and
Mika.
I'm sorry, Mika. I think men see Mika, and they probably like her mindset. They probably like the way she looked. But it's still a certain element of mystique there. And I think Kim and I. All right. And I think Kim and I, a lot of guys probably look at her as interesting too, because they know a lot less about her than Molly and Micah, even though they probably Mika, my bad. I think they probably want to know Kim and I deal too, right? They want to know why she is she single, you know, like what's her deal? I think probably Kim and I.
Well, there we have it.
I just want to see Molly at the meetup. I'm excited.
Excuse me?
Side hugs.
What did you say? What did he say?
I said I'm excited to see Molly at the meetup.
Didn't you just say that to Mika?
No, I said Molly.
This is why this.
I don't care about me. Mika whack.
I remember that the next time you call me too. I'll be like whack.
It's nothing impressive. I'm just short. That's about the only thing y'all might be shocked about. Is the fact
How
that I'm
tall
short.
are you?
I'm 5'1".
Oh.
Everybody thinks I'm tall. That's about it.
I feel like I'm tall, so I can say oh.
Molly looked tall and slim from the camera.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Molly, do the little trick you did to me. When she stands up, she gets shorter. Oh, that shit was so trippy.
You want to know something? That was crazy because for some reason everybody thought I was going to be taller.
Mika looks short to me.
People always tall. Always.
Y'all didn't know that you were short, Mika.
I'm definitely
when people see me and I look over their head, they're confused that I'm 6'1".
No, you look tall. But I'm shorter than Molly.
Well,
what do you mean?
I
what does a person that looks tall look like? You haven't seen my torso.
Yeah, I seen your kneecaps a couple of times in the chat.
Kneecaps.
What does that mean? What does that even fucking mean? I can say you see my kneecaps.
I'm just.
Yeah, Quentin, I would have guessed you probably 5'11". I would have guessed that. I'd have been wrong.
What's your guess for me?
5'8", 5'7".
Nope.
5'5".
5'5"? You 5'5"?
No, she 5'5". I'm 4'10".
Damn, I ain't think that's
4.5. But I identify as tall, so that counts.
How do you identify? Wait a minute. That sounds like what the people be saying. Like
that's exactly what it is.
I identify as like 5'9", at least.
Hey, listen.
I'm trying to identify it as 4'8", so I can get classified as a little person.
Stop.
Someone
get that check.
told me 6'1's not tall.
It's not super tall, but he passed all the ladies' tests though. He passed the height test for the girls.
It's tall.
Yeah, that is.
Most men are not in the 6 feet.
5'11" is tall.
Yeah.
I think with men in America, anything over 5'5" and 5
5'9".
feet tall. Mhm.
Well, hold on. Let me read some of this. Give me a second, John. Let me read some of the super chats, and then y'all can continue the conversation. Give me 1 second. Man to man, how much is considered high value? We answered that. Shout out. That was a good question. Shout out to the Market J. Mr. Robinson. So, hey, Anton, I test drove a Tesla Cybertruck. It's not half bad. I have to get used to getting on and off the e-gas. Have you ever seen Lucid's EV? And if yes, what do you think about it? I might buy it. Yeah, I've seen it. I'm not into Lucid.
What does that mean? What's e-gas?
I guess he just means like, just hitting the gas in general. Like, just driving.
There's no gas on electric vehicles, so that's why I'm asking.
That's why he said e-gas.
The Cybertruck is an
not
amazing family vehicle, and I argue that down any day. It's one
Yeah,
of
it
the
is.
best family vehicles.
Did you see Gilbert Arenas? His son wrecked his, and he's in a coma.
Did he really?
He was a medically induced
He was in
coma.
a medically induced coma.
I didn't see that.
That shit was his shit was
Yeah.
fucked up. And so
That's
they
messed
pulled him out the car, and he was just laying on the ground in his underwear.
That was weird. Why was he naked?
Was it a woman in there too?
Wasn't naked. He had on underwear.
I mean, once you're outside, like in your underwear, you're naked.
Did they cut
Was
his
it
clothes
late?
off?
Was it
or something?
early?
It was in the
at night.
middle of the night.
I didn't left.
Hold on, y'all. Let me read the rest of this. Debt plays a major factor in this conversation. On the flip, some people will run it up, make $1 out of 15 cents. Definitely layers to it. I am from Mississippi, where you can purchase an actual castle estate for $2 million with a tennis court, 8 acres, and a pool. Anton, a consistent 15 was a grind. 15,000 a month was a grind. 40 sounds like a grind. Bro, listen, whatever it is that it took to get to 15, you can scale it up to do the 40. Call me Tazi says first year getting 40 a month, you're gonna crash out, but after that, it's gonna be crystal clear. You can make more after that, facts. And you won't F it up this time. I think that most people got to get it out of their system. I know 40K a high number, but shoot for that shit. I feel you, mentor, but where the hell do we begin that journey? To be honest, I never even fathomed that high of a number, but you had me thinking about it now. The same way that I had you tripping, and I remember when we had the conversation and you made the adjustments the other time and you started, same thing, bro. High tolerance says captains and FOs at my gig are clearing 450 and 375. I'm turning wrenches and still make a generous something. All in all, you got to work with what you got and make the shit shake. Facts. Reggie Lewis says Lean Six Sigma. OG, this is Patreon level game. Yeah, I know. I didn't deep dive too hard into it. I just gave him the surface level. Eddie, what do you now? What if you don't know what you're good at? You do know what you're good at because you do it every day. You're just not paying attention to it. Dondre says, your advice helped me, Anton, after my divorce. Now the money is up, getting out of debt, graduating in network systems management in a couple of days. Shout out to you. Watch Corey Holcomb's podcast from this past Tuesday. He shows you Shannon courtside with his game hairstylist. Nathan says there's always ways to making more money. You have to challenge yourself to do better. Mindset and discipline is key. If you need to go back to school to do it, it's easy to get drunk and smoke all day. Five Brown says, facts, AD. I dated a girl with a dog, and she couldn't ever spend a night because she had to go home to feed the dog and walk it every day. It's a sad life. Dating a girl with a dog is like dating a single mom. You're never the priority. Shout out to Shen C. Salute to you. I would have guessed as Molly was 5'7", 5'8". Mika, I'm 5'8". and look like the demon love child of Miss Netta and Flavor Flav. Do I qualify for you?
What is
That's a bad combination.
What is the 401k? And what was the other one we had, Kim?
You got 401k, you got the cars, you got the watch, you got the motorcycle.
I have
Yeah, if you could add all that up and
3,400
send it to
square
me in a
foot.
text. Just send it to me in a text.
What is your net worth?
Fucking women,
minus
man.
depreciating
together.
value.
We'll put it together. Don't even worry about that. Don't matter. Nothing about what you're talking about. Just send everything else. We'll get it.
What was you saying, Mont, before I started reading super chats?
Shit, I forgot. I know something that popped up in my head though, because you was talking about like getting to that 40K mark,
Yeah.
and I guess I feel like once you hit, I feel like it's easier to make $1 million after you've made 100,000 than to go from 0 to 100,000. I think it just catch fire at a certain point. Like that 0 to 100,000, you developing the skills, you developing the knowledge, and at a certain point, you just got to pour gas on it.
The first M is always the hardest. After that, smooth sailing.
But
do you think
it's easier to go from like, let's say 200,000 to $1 million, than to go from 0 to 200,000?
No. I
Maybe
think that people get stuck once they get past six figures. Anywhere in there, 250, 270, because most of the time people get complacent and they feel like they made it. So they stop grinding, they stop trying, and they stop pushing themselves. Once people hit whatever that threshold is that makes them successful in their relative community or in their hood or their girl or whatever, once they get to the top of whatever it is that they've been doing in their family, they stop pushing themselves. Have you ever heard people say stuff like, I was the first person I'd ever graduate from college in my family? They take that as like a badge of honor.
Right.
Like,
the pinnacle.
really did it up. Yeah, I accomplished it. They stop pushing themselves. That's why people got to have mentors, because mentors will show you some shit and you like, wait the fuck a minute, how much is that over there? You know what I'm saying? Like, have somebody show you their spending summary for the month that really get it. It's gonna blow your mind, bro. You'll never be able to see things differently after that.
I guess my experience is just I'm just speaking from experience. I think that I just feel like once I got to that certain, the most proud moment in my life that I ever felt was making 10K in a month. And after that, it got numb, just climbing. It just became a number.
A lot of people get complacent. Like, you got to have a greedy mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, because once you get to like 100, 200, 300, a lot of times people don't know how to pivot and take that and then put it into something else that's going to get them to the M. Because most people are not going to get to an M by just working on a regular job or doing this. And I'm talking about an M per year. You gotta do something different that's unique to get to an M per year. And people don't know how to pivot from that. They just know how to keep doing whatever it is that they're doing. And that's the difference. That is the difference.
You definitely need a mentor.
Yeah. So, but I found out, I mean, oh man, I made my first 100. I say this all the time. My first $118,000 when I was 18 years old. 18 going on 19.
It's a good job.
But I was
that per year per month.
Per year.
Okay.
I made my first 100,000 per year when I was 18, 19 years old. So
that's crazy.
I tricked it all. But see, it was a blessing, because I was living that lifestyle and I was tricking it off, which gave me the mentality that I got out of my system before I really started getting rich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't have to go through that situation where, oh man, getting my. No, I already knew when I was cool and I just stayed down. I didn't feel like I had to go buy nothing. I didn't feel like I needed to go spend nothing. I didn't feel like I had to do none of that stuff because I had already got it out of my system before I went broke the first time.
Yeah.
So I was able to just stay down because it didn't mean anything to me. I was numb to it.
Yeah.
So
I did that before. Like, I think everybody got to mess up money. You got to kind of have that period in life. But I had got 50K one time from a settlement. I got 50K from a settlement. Oh my God, I blew it. I went right through it. Went right through it. And I ain't even pay my taxes on it either. Got 50K from a settlement. I didn't pay my taxes on it. But that's
They catch up to you yet?
Oh yeah, it was an amazing lesson. It was an amazing lesson. Getting, kind of like, because I started teaching people about the IRS after that because they still haven't experienced it yet. But I kind of like, no, they sent me a letter. They said, yo, this is what we say. This is what we got that you made. Tell us something different. So like I had that experience, like, oh, paying taxes and doing like I found out about that.
Yeah, that's the biggest story on my side.
Mm-hmm.
Hate that.
And I'm at the point right now where I'm just learning, like, okay, the whole new game of taxes. Like that was a lower level. Now I'm learning a new game of like, okay, I gotta buy real estate or it's stupid not to. Like I'm stupid not to buy real estate at a certain point.
You learning the damn near almost not paying it.
Put your kids on payroll.
Lowering it down so low.
Open up, go get the SEP. Like, yeah.
So the penalty was worth the progress.
Let me read this other super chat real quick. I emailed you for coaching and mentorship. You never got back to me. Trust me, you're on the list, bro. I haven't been coaching anybody. As I haven't been doing coaching calls at all. When I decided to get the coaching calls back popping, because I'm trying to coach the ladies right now. No, that's the truth. Not all of them.
Are you talking about the ones on tour?
No, I'm talking about one on this panel.
The comments is coming.
Where's Carrie when you need her?
I'm free right now. I'm free, man.
You got to put that typewriter cat in the chat, and she come running. What had happened?
I'm trying to fix somebody's life right now.
Oh my God.
And you may not even know that it's broken, but I'm definitely trying to fix that shit.
I'll be trying to
tell you. Why your life broken, Kim?
Why you say it's Kim? Kim said we good over here.
How y'all know it's not Molly? How you know it's not Mika? How you know that Mika ain't deflecting? Because
she got a G.I. Joe at the house.
You just like the rest of the people in the chat. I got 10. What they say? I got 10 dudes in my creepy mansion. I got 10 husbands in my creepy mansion.
In your creepy mansion. That's wild.
And Slimmy already called dibs on Kim, so I don't know if I could really even.
Who did?
Hey, you be getting offended when he be talking.
Who called dibs?
Nothing. Nobody.
I know it's not Quentin because he won't even buy me crawfish. So
Quentin, I told you 2 weeks ago, buy that woman that crawfish. She was talking about that 2 weeks ago. You still ain't bought it. This is 2 weeks now.
I think that I don't know if Molly loved me the way she's supposed to right now.
What?
I don't know if she loved me the same way that she loved me when we first started connecting. So I don't know.
Why not?
What the fuck is going on right now?
What I do?
I'm blaming you for this, Quentin. I
because you've been like focus on yourself and shit. I don't like that shit.
Baby, let me.
Well, I tweaked my school schedule a little bit because usually when I was in the chat, I kind of would be doing school and then being in the chat, but up here, so I had to.
Don't not focus on me though. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
believe that shit.
I have to show up for Anton more.
Yeah.
It's a master class.
I'm sorry.
It's cool. I forgive you.
I was listening to the Millionaire Morning Show though.
What's up, Mika?
Gary!
I'm just talking in general.
Y'all know Anton be trolling.
Yeah.
But do we though?
Mika, why you be acting like that, Mika?
She's like,
That nigga mom's like, what the fuck's going on right now?
Mika's a mess. This guy should be getting too much fucking attention lately.
My girlfriend broke up with me. She said I didn't have enough money.
Which one? The 55-year-old?
No, she good. I took her some Lululemon the other day. She was excited.
You did what?
I took her some Lululemon.
See how he out here doing? People 18 years can't get nothing.
Oh, I got so mad the other day when I went to when I walked by Lululemon.
That's
because they had a security guard.
That's
I was so upset.
For
Get it
why?
from China.
At black people.
Why?
For
They
being
got a
in there.
security guard at Lululemon.
Oh, gotcha. You must
They
look.
still in?
You know why they got a security guard there?
We ain't got no security guard
It's
in
not
Oklahoma.
always us.
They stealing?
Yeah, they boosting.
On the low though, I'm kind of mad at Kim too though.
What did
Stay
I do?
tuned.
What did I do?
What didn't you do?
Facts.
Yep.
Okay, what didn't I do?
Fly.
We're gonna talk.
Why am I messy? What I do?
Co-sign it.
Any final thoughts?
I fly when I need to fly.
What state do you live in, Monty?
I'm in PA.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't lose no Asian girl.
Who's the Asian girl?
I don't never lose Asians. The only girls I lose are black.
You didn't lose her. Whatever. Anyway.
That's true.
No, you lost that Mexican. You lost that Mexican.
No, I didn't.
What kind of Asian you lose, Quentin?
I didn't. Like, the only girls that break up with me are black girls. Other girls don't break up with me. They don't go away.
Did she break up with you, or did you just
Stop.
Dr. Umar gonna have your neck, bro.
You say what?
Dr. Umar gonna have your neck. Forget talking to these others.
Snow bunnies.
Quentin, you get you a thick Asian girl, you don't let go of one of them, Quentin.
Oh, I agree. I want facts.
He don't like thick girls like that.
That's not true. That is
Yes,
not
it is
true.
true. Yes, it is
No,
true. And it doesn't
that's
matter.
not-
It doesn't matter if they're half white either.
What are you talking? Like, slim thick is my vibe.
No, I said, mm-mm.
Like Kim size is my vibe.
Lonnie says, AD, I'm thinking about going back to school for AI. Do you think it's a good idea to go for 4 bachelors or kiddo? Yeah, I think that it's good for you to go for 4 bachelors. Don't worry about trying to get it all done at one time. Just continue to do it. Will says, AD off that honey and Henny. No, nigga, you don't know Henny. And honey.
I was thinking that you were putting honey in the Henny, but I think I got it now.
When am I coming to the West Coast? Probably in the fall.
Oh, when it's cold over here.
I got to get Mika's flight and shit together. So,
For why? Aren't we?
what do you mean? She coming to Detroit, nigga.
I thought she was coming to Oklahoma. I got you on a private flight. You ain't got to fly to Delta.
Mickey,
25 per cheek.
Per cheek. 401k.
What cheek? I only need 2.
For mine, that you might as well double it.
What are we talking about right now? Let me get a loan, Anton. Let me get a loan, nigga. 1% financing, my nigga.
It's your whole life savings.
No, it ain't. I'm good over
Oh
here.
my God, you're so stupid.
Five Brown. I'm from the city, but I don't live in the city no more. I live in the suburbs.
What's the city?
If he's from Philly, he know. Well, Philly.
Oh, that's
Yeah, we call it the city.
Any final thoughts, y'all?
Happy, horny, sleepy
that.
Greyhound seats is too close.
What?
Mm-mm.
Quentin, someone said you don't like big butts. Is that true?
Mm-mm. I'd rather get on Amtrak.
Quentin
Yes,
asks, like,
love life. I like big butts. So if you have one, hit me on IG. We can figure this out.
Somebody said Mika 50K per cheek is tariff prices.
everything's going up. Inflation.
Exactly.
Ain't
Yesterday's
no
price is not today's price.
ain't no woman worth that.
Ain't no one worth what?
50, 25, none of that.
Facts.
That's per cheek.
Shit.
No.
It ain't worth nothing. Nothing.
These men are out here paying it though. Y'all keep saying that. Meanwhile, somebody out here paying it.
Yeah, Shannon
Y'all
Sharpe
Tell
said that
yourselves
one.
what y'all have to
They
sleep
not
at
paying
night.
it because
These
they
men are.
have to though. They paying it because they want to fuck up the game. So that's what they just want to do. They don't gotta pay that.
Mm.
Oh, so it's like you other dudes can't do it, so I can do it. So only these
You
type of
mess
chicks
up
will
for
come.
everybody.
They all
I
sharing
think
the same girls. They can do it.
at a
So they
certain point,
overpriced it to price other people out. Is that how?
no, they don't make them girls don't make their prices. These they date a basketball player and he want to be generous and then they consider that they price. That's not he want to do that, but
Yeah.
nah.
Well,
Mm.
that's her price. How can
Right.
you
You're
tell
not
her
going
it's not her
backwards.
price if a man is willing to pay it?
It wasn't her price. It was his price that he gave her, and she accepted. That's not her
And
price.
The,
But
and
now
now
she
she
accepted it
probably
as her price.
Now, I know
this
more.
is
exactly.
the
See,
thing.
that's what's wrong
The
with women.
market,
Y'all think if y'all get one nigga to do some shit, that's y'all's new level, and that's
That's
not.
Whose
y'all's
fault is
fault.
that?
No,
That's
it's not.
y'all's
listen,
Whose
fault.
No,
fault is that?
the market dictates prices. Okay, the women don't
not
dictate
one
prices. The
nigga.
market do.
Not one
The
nigga.
second that the customers stop paying that, they're gonna
Y'all
start
are
lowering their prices.
right.
It's just how that works.
Facts.
But the
Facts.
problem is
No,
that
Um,
y'all
the customer pays it.
y'all don't think it's
it's,
another man that can afford it
No,
that's
it's
probably
not about being
waiting.
able to afford it. It's about paying it. Like,
You
Facts.
don't think they're paying it?
they have
You
to be
don't think
No.
paying
these
it.
men are tricking off on women? Young Miami sat there and told y'all these men are tricking, and y'all's gonna say women ain't worth it. Somebody's paying them.
So it's a
Men are
difference
tricking.
between.
Men are tricking y'all. Okay, they're tricking.
No, I
Y'all
think
might not be tricking, but it's some men out there messing the game up for the ones that's not.
they paying the price. They paying it, but I don't think they don't have to. They definitely don't have to. They just paying it because they want to pay it. And some men get off to that. Like,
That's why I said, is it that way? So you price other people out, and she only come that way because that's the only place she getting 25K per cheek.
yeah. And the crazy thing is, like, you paying that much money and you're not even paying for silence. Like,
Right. I think
That's
that's
that's why
insane.
I used to think
They
they
telling
would mess
after nigga.
with. That's why I used to think they would mess with the women in the industry. I like the ones that I've seen. That's usually why they date. They stay with those type of women because they quiet.
You got to
That's a
deal with
fact.
somebody who has something to lose.
That's a fact. Guys are more comfortable with women that they know is not going to that has a reputation of keeping themselves together and staying out of the fucking limelight, like staying out of the loop.
Yeah,
Somebody just called you out,
yeah.
Anton.
I
But
see it.
oof,
Well, you're gonna have to come with more than $2 if you're gonna prevent her from coming from you, bro. I'm gonna just tell you right now, because I got that shit laid out.
it's 25K per cheek.
She's
Nobody
like, I've
doing that.
said this. We've talked about this.
She lived different here.
And tomorrow's price might be different, huh? Because, inflation changes.
Inflation.
Yeah, Quentin got me raising the price because he
See?
in
Diddy,
Oklahoma.
now
You can
you
afford
price
more.
people out now.
You can
We
afford more.
appreciate you, though, Mr. Robinson. You my guy, bro.
Y'all. Hey, Miss Freckles.
You my
Oh my
guy.
God, y'all are funny. Y'all are hilarious. Not Britney Spears. Something wrong with y'all.
Y'all
I
got
don't know why.
that. Oh, let
I
me
don't know
read
why.
this. Give me a second.
Why do celebrities like? Why do they date the same girls? Because it's like when we grew up, that was you don't do that. Like you don't take the same girl serious.
Yeah,
I'm just so curious how they lose that when they get
well,
into
that's
like.
again. That's I don't know. I think something's wrong with them niggas. They always want another nigga chick too. Like chicks that other niggas and slept with. I just gave this chick a bottle of E&J and a Black and Mild and got every inch of her throat. 25K a cheek is crazy prices. A box is going down.
Why do I feel like she had black gums?
Why do I feel like she
Damn.
stayed in the project?
What does she have, Kim?
Black gums.
Damn.
What you say she got?
He said
Black
like he was like that was a flex.
Yeah, E&J crazy.
Yeah,
And
that's
Black him out. That's your standard.
Black and Mouse. The closest
He can't. He was saying he can't afford you, Mika.
all right. Let me get,
Well, that's
get to
poor people
sleep.
speak.
I got to be up in 3 hours to get back to the work,
Y'all.
get to the bag. We love y'all. We appreciate
Bye.
y'all. We out.
Bye.